Their aura is unequal.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Or whatever. And they start to make it a little more raspy, and I follow directions.
Their contents are legendary.
Like that little sheet you see is his concept drawing.
Their attitude is embraced. Tune in to one of the most up and rising kaiju-sized groups within our community. So go ahead and watch all of their creative content, including that of the Raw Attitude live interview, where they have special guests ranging from actors, directors, toy creators, artists, and many, many more. You can also find them on multiple of other social media platforms, ranging from Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You could even sit back and watch your favorite classic monster movie and even watch us go through one of the most iconic games on Twitch. Featuring your hosts, Eric Stowe, Adrian Settle, Joe Myers, Samson West, Jordan Adorno. They are the Monsters with Attitude.
Well, we are back for our monthly special presentation of MWA Monsters with Attitude. We are the most duplicated, the most imitated, the rudest and crudest guys on the internet. You know us, Monsters with Attitude. What's going on, boys? Thank you all for joining, and we are here to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Mr. Turtle Soup himself, Gamera, or some like to call him Gamera.
No.
Oh man.
But of course, we are here with the usual suspects here at Monster with Attitude, but we have a new addition, a special guest joining us tonight, Mr. Goji Franklin himself. Welcome aboard, buddy. Thank you for coming on, and I can't wait to chop it up with you with Gamera stuff.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for having me on. Like I said, it's truly an honor, and I love each and every single one of y'all, man.
No.
Absolutely. Like we were talking behind the scenes, talking about G-Fest. That's kind of the time we get to meet each other, see each other again, the once a year type thing. And it's never long enough. And, we were talking where, it all kind of starts with toy collecting and always getting that stuff. That's always well and good. And we're always kind of doing that because, let's face it, we're all addicts. We all have issues, but we are all support groups for each other, But
anytime,
as the more you go on and the more people you see and the more people you see and meet, it's kind of you go there to meet them and see them and stuff like that. So it's just that camaraderie and the same mindset that we all kind of have and love. It's really cool. So it's good to see you and to have you on the show here for the first time, kind of popping your cherry a little bit here, kind of get some Monsters with Attitude version. So
I like this. It feels natural. So yeah, again, thank you.
Good. Well, first off, since it's your first time with us, I want to get people that kind of tune into our show to kind of get to know you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become a fan? What's your favorite Godzilla film? What do you like to collect? That kind of stuff.
Of course, yes. As for those of you who don't know, my name is Goji Franklin. I'm Goji Franklin on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and Twitch as well. I am a huge Godzilla and kaiju fan, and I've been into it for the past 20 years since I was a little boy, 5 years old. And I got into it when I started playing Godzilla Save the Earth. That's what got me into it right there. But I met my stepbrother, and I was like, "Hey, you got any dinosaur games?" Little boy, he's come up, so I was like, "You got any dinosaur games?" He whipped out Save the Earth on PS2. From there on, it was over. It was over. I was locked in. And then saw my first Godzilla movie. For those of you who are from Texas or live in Texas, like you would know there's a store called HEB. So back in the day, like they used to sell the Godzilla movies on DVD. And we went and got, I think it was 4 movies. We got Godzilla You got Godzilla Final Wars, Godzilla 98, the 2-pack of Space Godzilla and Destroyer, and then Godzilla 2000. The first one I watched was Final Wars. Really, I did that. I was like, yeah, man. So, it's been an amazing journey that I've dealt with my entire life to just be a Godzilla fan. I met so many amazing people and connections, like all of you, and I'm grateful for what Godzilla has done for me in my life. You know, I wouldn't be the man I am today without it. So, yeah.
Awesome. So we were talking backstage a little bit, and we were talking a little bit about Samson. And we kind of want you, Franklin, to kind of re-say what you said, because I think that would mean a lot to Samson, because now he's here in person and he can hear, and he doesn't always believe us when we say this kind of stuff. So from maybe an outsider, maybe he'll actually like take it to heart and actually accept the compliment. So please go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta give it up for Samson, because he's one of the pioneers in the Godzilla community, right? Like he was that guy. Yeah, like I said, he was first Godzilla fan I ever met when I went to G-Fest in 2013. So I know you may remember it, but little light skinned boy with the curly hair, the big fro back then, and I had recognized you. I was like, I know him from somewhere, and then I had put 2 and 2 together after we finished talking. I was like, oh, he was on YouTube. I know him from YouTube. You've just been like a big staple in the community ever since, especially like me and our group. Like we've always had that high respect for you, man. Go back and watch your videos. We never forgot you or your name, no matter how active you were or anything. We applaud you and respect you, man. So give it up for Samson.
Absolutely. Come on, round of applause.
Gosh.
Samson, I told you, you and each one of your personalities are very popular.
Yeah, you see? Exactly.
That's the name you can't forget right there, man. Samson West. Samson West.
Exactly.
Damn, I'm going to turn pinker than usual.
Yeah, man. Good to see you again,
appreciate that. I know it's been last G-Fest I went to was 2015, so it's been over 10 years, man.
That's the one I missed. That's the only G-Fest I missed since 2013. It was 2015. So we haven't seen each other in a while. It's been a long time.
Yeah, you were
trying to get him back.
You were a kid.
Yeah.
It's
trying to get him back.
Mm-hmm.
All you guys I met at G-Fest are all grown up, and
I'm turning 25 this month. Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking like
Lewis is commenting. I saw Samson unboxing a King Goji looking like Zac Efron.
Yeah. Guess who he was watching that up in the psych ward with? He's actually working second shift right now. He did say that when he was going to tune in, that they were going to post him up in the psych ward. So
cool. Nice.
Sit down and watch.
Psych ward.
Yeah, that's where they have us posted at security. So that's where we normally sit down, watch our Godzilla movies, watch figure reviews, watch MWA. So he's like, yeah, dude, I got to tune in for this Gamera show, man. So Lewis, my brother, I appreciate you. Also, too sweet.
Absolutely. Lewis had
Is that healthy for the psych patients to be watching us? Are you kidding me?
They don't watch us. We have our own room.
So Lewis wants to know, what's your favorite kaiju, Franklin? Besides
other than Godzilla, yeah. I feel like this is heavily known for anybody who is associated with me, but it's Space Godzilla.
Okay. So you and Joe have something in common.
Yeah, Space Godzilla.
You hear that?
Yeah, man. That actually, matter of fact, you guys might have seen it when I was at G-Fest. I got the Space Godzilla tattoo.
Yes.
Oh.
Hold on, let me try to get it in the camera.
Let me make you bigger here.
Yeah.
There we go. Names.
Oh snap! That's actually really radical, man.
Appreciate it.
That's cool.
Dang.
That's one character I have a huge connection with. The Space Godzilla. I got all the Space Godzilla stuff. So much Space Godzilla stuff. Space Godzilla, and then if I had to choose number 3 after those two, coincidentally, it's Gamera.
Wow.
Gamera is number 3. He's my third
awesome.
favorite kaiju. Mm-hmm.
Specific one or just
We're
in
even
general?
more happy to have you on the show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Those are my top 3 of all time. So yes, sir.
Which suit? What's Gamera's suit is your favorite?
Oh man, so I got the 2 figures here in front of me, and we'll go through that.
Okay, yeah,
time.
we'll wait.
I'll give it. It's between 99 and 96. It's one of those.
Okay.
I'm stuck between.
It's respectable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuck between. Those.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, can't wait to get into this with you. But before we get into this, I have a special video that I want to start up here. Hopefully, you all don't mind. Just a little something that I thought it was appropriate for Gamera's 60th, kind of paying tribute to him. So we'll just go ahead and watch this, and then we'll get going.
Let's do it.
His legend has spread far and wide. He is recognized throughout the galaxies. If you knew where to look, you may be lucky enough to see him. We knew exactly where to look.
Gamera, really needs Gamera here, still with me. We've been eating Gamera, shell teeth, eyes flames, claws breath, scales fun, Gamera, Gamera, really neat. Gamera filled me. Oh my God! We've been Gamera, Chelsea, eyes, flames, claws, breath, scales. Gamera, it's still going. Gamera is really neat. Gamera is filled meat. We've been eating Gamera. Tails, teeth, eyes, flames, claws, breath, scales,
I remember that. Jordan, do you remember when Eric and I were singing "Teach Me to Dougie" and your toes were curling in? That was me right now. I was cringing for you, Sammy.
I thought we were never going to see that again, Eric. I thought you completely banned that from existence. Holy shit.
I did, but I felt like it was appropriate to come back for Gamera's 60th anniversary. That was 3 years ago, mind you. That happened. So
I'm gonna die.
I think that day was my first MWA appearance.
Hey, look, he had the vocals.
I think so.
He got
the vocals.
I think so.
Oh wow! What a show!
I'm seeing spots.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, so I had to throw that.
50 subscribers.
Oh yeah, where's our subscriber count? Hold on, crap.
Did we lose everybody? Sorry.
We haven't lost nobody lives. I think we're good.
God. Anyways, yeah, I just had to throw that in there just for fun. So we'll get to the real stuff as of now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would
Actually,
like
I thought that was the show. We're done, man.
No.
No.
We are not done, mister. There is a lot to go over.
Okay, let's do this.
So I'm going to put this on. So I'm going to play some of the trailers for some of the Gamera films, and while they are playing, I'm going to drop some trivia/info for each of these films. Okay? So this was Gamera 1965. Gamera's role as a guardian of children came from director Noriaki Iwase, known own traumatic experience growing up as a child during World War II. He mentioned that all the adults and teachers he knew would constantly implant to him the importance of nationalism and Imperial Japan's ambitions, only to abandon it all after Japan's defeat. He recounted the story of how a teacher of his switched from being an outspoken nationalist into advocating communist. Iwase had also been a child actor, and the behavior he witnessed from them led him to believe a disapproval of actors in general. These sentiments were carried into the making of Gamera, which Iwase conceived as the only entity children could have faith in. Another tidbit, there are conflicting reports as to origin of Gamera. Masashi Nagata, the producer, claims that he came up with the idea after seeing a turtle-shaped cloud outside an airplane window. Others dispute this claim. Soji Yoshio claimed that Daiei took one of the monster ideas he had for a half-hour kaiju TV show. There are even claims of a so-called invented turtle who appeared to women at shrines near Daiei, as well as one of the brothels, actually. Also, the Gamera suit was largely made out of plastic and latex, serving as reinforcements at over 133 pounds in weight, and was so heavy and hard to move in that Daiei had to recruit weightlifters to wear it. None of them were able to last more than a day of filming, which meant members of the filmmaker staff had to take turns wearing the suit. And also, this was the final kaiju suit to be filmed, or final kaiju movie to be filmed in black and white overall. So, completely after that film, there was no more black and white kaiju movies. So, pretty interesting.
Godzilla -1.
I like that. Oh yeah. Minus color.
Let me see here. I think it skipped.
Oh my god, that intro made my day.
I know. I had to throw it in. So. All right. So the first question I have for all of you is, what makes Gamera an appealing character to you personally? You know, maybe it has to do something with the movies. Maybe just your mindset and how you foresee him. What do you guys think makes him an appealing character, different than all the other kaiju? Jordan, I'll have you go first for this one.
Oh man. I mean, well, he's a giant flying turtle that shoots fireballs to start. You can't get any more unique than that. But no, just of course outside of the Godzilla realm, being that Gamera was initially meant to compete with Toho's Godzilla, and just, you know, what we had afterwards, being that this was the superhero kaiju amongst all the superhero kaiju. This was a pretty neat intake of the character. Very different, as we all know, especially in the later 70s, at least for Godzilla, was when he started to become a superhero. Everything else was just, you saw a kaiju, you ran, you were screaming for your life. When Gamera showed up, you wanted to have a beer with him. You wanted to cuddle with him. You wanted to go for a flight with him, which, again, for a little kid coming across Gamera, I thought that was, those are really, really cool. So, yeah, he's just, the friend to all children, and truth be told, he really lives up to the title of Guardian of the Universe, because every movie, in my opinion, he always proves that. That's what I personally feel like what makes him such an appealing character. Okay.
Joe, what do you think?
Good answer, Jordan. I think what makes the character or the movie's franchise appealing is I think the designs are really cool. Maybe not always executed in the most perfect way in the Showa series, but it knew what it was. It didn't try to be something that like it was super campy and corny, and it knew that. It knew that it was a smaller budget. It knew that it wasn't even though the Showa Godzilla at times could be corny and campy and a little silly. Gamera knew that it was going to, and it went for children, and it knew that, and it went for that, and it didn't make an apology for that, but yet it also still had some serious, intense scenes with some of the death of the monsters. Right, like you actually saw some creatures getting decapitated or completely dismembered, and so it knew what it was, and I think that's what really is important for the Gamera franchise or the character. And then even in the Heisei films, it went serious, and it relatively stayed like that. You know, it didn't try to mix the two. It didn't try to have, hey, we're going to try to appeal to this demographic and this demographic at the same time. They were like, no, we're going to go for a little bit more mature demographic instead of the kid demographic of the Showa, and it knew that, and it stuck with it, and I think that's why it works so well. And it's still maybe not as strong as other kaiju franchises, let's be honest, at this point. I think that Gamera is really kind of struggling to have a rebirth, if you will, but I think why it resonates with people like us that are fans is because it knew what it was, and it just did it. And it was kind of like, hey, if you're here for it, you're going to be here for it. We're not going to try to appeal to too many people. We're giving you this, and they stuck with it.
Yeah. Adrian, what do you think?
I guess for me, since my Gamera journey started a little bit different than a lot of other people's, Gamera was always a breath of fresh air, but something always seemed familiar with it. It was different enough from Godzilla where, if I'm not in the mood to watch Godzilla, I'm going to watch a Gamera film. But at the same time, as we all know, that at least the Heisei Gamera films are considered some of the best kaiju films in history. So with being introduced to Gamera that way, I was always able to separate the two and enjoy both of them equally depending on the day. And it is sad with the state of what Gamera is at now, but that pill factor for him is always going to be his equal but separate entity of being like kind of like Godzilla's basically doppelganger, like a lot of people have liked to said in the past. Mm-hmm. But again, Gamera is absolutely amazing by himself and shouldn't be no comparison. He should stand alone, like a lot of other kaiju.
Gotcha. Franklin, what do you think, man?
Oh man, let's see. One thing that I really liked about Gamera that really stood out to me is, or should I say two things, is his persistency, or how persistent he is in his movies with his goals in terms of, it's a threat that he has to take out or protecting the children, but also just that guardian role, because he really feels that, like, probably better than any other kaiju I've ever really seen. Like, I think he does his job really well as a guardian, and I love everything that goes into him. But he can be edgy, he can be friendly, he can be silly and goofy. He has that versatility like Godzilla. And his films, like, some people won't like, at least for the Showa one, some people won't say like they're the best, but they are very entertaining. Like, one of my favorites is versus Giron, which was mentioned a little bit earlier. And I like that gory aspect that it has to it, and then you get to the Heisei series, and it's got a similar feel to the Heisei Godzilla movies, but with their own flavor. You know what I mean? It's a shame that he doesn't have as at least 20 movies. He's got. I think it's 12, right? And plus the anime and stuff. And it's like I said, like he said earlier, it's a bummer that he's struggling for that rebirth, that revival, because he definitely had a very huge impact on Japan. Not as big as like Godzilla and Ultraman, but when we talk to kaiju fans, they never leave out Gamera. They never do. Gamera is always brought up, and I always thought he was a perfect foil or rival, or even rival series to the Godzilla series. Like he said earlier, we don't want to watch a Godzilla movie, let's go watch a Gamera movie. I just feel comfortable putting that on, and for me, that character Gamera himself has really grasped my attention over however long since I started watching him. Probably it wasn't as early as Godzilla, but it was probably like pre-teens when I was pre-teen. So yeah, I love him, love him, and I would love to. I made a post on Twitter, and a lot of people disagreed with me about it. I wasn't kind of talking about a box office standpoint, but I always thought like Gamera for me would have been better as the in the King Kong role of the MonsterVerse instead of Kong himself. You know, I always thought that would have been a little bit more interesting to me. You know, I felt they always deserved that crossover. You know, there's so much that they could do with his character that they can still like whatever they did with Kong, they could still do that with Gamera because that was Gamera's original character. You know, so yeah, that's how I felt.
Yep, absolutely, awesome, Samson.
It's a humbling little franchise. It's not. It doesn't meet the like hardcoreness of Godzilla, but it's recognizable. Kaiju fans know what it is. It's one of the top 3. I did a project when I was in middle school, not even knowing anything about it. It was top 3 kaiju, and it was Godzilla, Ultraman, and Gamera. I did like the top 3 kaiju franchises, and that's what I came out with in middle school. And I don't remember. I probably got like a B- on it, but even then, not knowing the movies, I had not seen them. See, I didn't see any of these until my adulthood, and I finished the final one last night. So, just like everybody's saying, it's hard to answer this because you guys did it so well before me, because you know it so well. But Joe did it best by saying it knows what it is. It knows that it's campy and doesn't take itself too seriously, and you can laugh and enjoy the hell out of it like I did throughout these past several weeks over time. And I mean, he's a friend to kids, so I love that goofy aspect. You know, I've said this over and over and over again. I love the goofier side of kaiju movies. The hero Godzilla, Gamera's the hero. He's a hero kaiju, so come on, that's great. It's fun, and the kaiju designs are really cool. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm gonna just start saying what you guys said if I keep talking, but. I love how laughable yet enjoyable these movies are. They're not all god awful, except for one from last night. But they're good stuff. They're good stuff.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Great explanations. But all right, we will move on with our next one here. Hopefully it's not too... Turn it down a little. Oh, there we go. All right, some more little tidbits here. So Gamera versus Barugan, 1966. Japanese monster movies were often given bizarre translations in Germany. Most notably, references to the character Dr. Frankenstein were inserted into many of the movies released by Toho Studios, primarily their series of Godzilla films. As well, Godzilla characters like Mechagodzilla or Jet Jaguar were infamously named the King Kong. The German version of this movie carries one of the most bizarre such changes. Gamera is renamed to Barugan, and the actual Barugan is renamed to Godzilla. This movie was given the alternate titles Godzilla the Dragon from the Jungle, Godzilla the Monster of Horror, and Panic Dinosaurs Threaten the World, and even Gamera versus Godzilla. Confusing matters further, on one of the bootleg VHS covers, Gamera is shown fighting against the American Godzilla from Godzilla 1998 instead of Barugan. The film was released in Germany with certain cutscenes, so when this missing scenes were dubbed for the later DVD releases, these changes were still kept, including the botched pronunciation of Godzilla. Let's see. Okay, we're still going.
Germany.
That was the original clickbait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daiei divided their films into two classes, with Class A films give sizable production budgets, while Class B films were given a budget 2/3 smaller. This would be the only Gamera film of the Showa era to be classified as a Class A film. Because this was a larger production, series director Noriaki Iwase was bypassed for the more experienced Shigo Tanaka. And lastly, since the Barugan suit wouldn't sink, it had to be cut into bits for the final scene from when Gamera drags him into the water. So, pretty interesting to hear that they classified some of these movies that they were releasing to different grades and everything to know how much money they were going to put on certain films and everything. So, interesting to say the least.
Okay.
But before we go on, I would like to do our first giveaway of the night. Since we have a nice audience here, whole bunch of people chiming in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to do our first giveaway of the night, and we are going to do Godzilla art. Okay. And that's Gamera art. Excuse me.
Gamera art.
And we are going to use. I'll show you a picture of what the Gamera art is. So in the back there, you see a art piece of Gamera using his chest beam, basically from Advent of Legion, and a nice piece of Iris. Those are being donated from our moderators, Christian and Celeste. So kudos to them. Thank you to them. If you want to be entered in the giveaway tonight to winning those pieces, they are illustrated by Lensation. Is that right?
Yep, Lensation. Yep.
Yeah,
Lensation. He's really good at the black and white kind of like pencil art. Just looks really great. And yeah, we're going to give those away. So please enter Gamera art in the chat. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel on YouTube so you can be entered. If you're watching it on one of our other platforms, switch over to YouTube and enter Gamera art into the chat. If you win once, it doesn't matter. You could win again, and you could win again. We do not put a limit on these. You could win twice. We have had winners win a couple times, especially like on our Godzilla Day streams. We've had people win, I think, 3 times on one show. So, I mean, there is no limit. If you want a giveaway, please enter into the chat Gamera art, and you can win these 2 pieces of art. So, let's do that. And then while everybody's entering, we'll go on to the next one. And then after that one's done, we will do a giveaway. So,
beautiful pictures right there too. Like that.
Absolutely,
it's amazing art.
Firing that. I want them, but I can't enter. So
the Matt Frank picture you guys put up earlier. I have that one framed. I got that.
I want that one. That's one I haven't gotten yet. So, all right, moving on to Gamera versus Gauss, 1967.
Moving on up.
Writer Nissan Takahashi and director Noriaki Uwasi wanted to take the series in a new direction. Uwasi felt that the previous film had failed to be entertaining to children, which is why he decided the protagonist should once again be a child. As Uwasi explained in an interview, when I was young, after Japan had lost the war, the adults I looked up to suddenly went from being very militaristic to anti-militaristic. Because of this hypocrisy, I felt like I couldn't trust adults anymore. I hoped that when I grew up, I would, in my way, still be like a child. I think this sentiment can be seen in my movies. Also, after the previous film had been given a larger budget, Daiei decided to reduce the budget for this film and brought back director Noriaki Uwasi, who was tasked in directing both the human drama and the monster scenes. And lastly, Ishiro Honda was said to have been impressed with this film and reportedly sent screenwriter Nissan Takahashi a New Year's card congratulating him on a job well done.
Very cool.
Big props to the screenwriter from the legend himself, Honda, saying, hey, you did an awesome job. I mean, no other Gamera movie can say that they got props from Ishiro Honda, so that's pretty amazing.
Wow.
It is one of the better ones too. So, yeah.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite out of all of them. So yeah. So it's pretty special. It's a fun movie. I know they do they introduce the children again in it, but not overly too done, but still very serious. And then there's a lot of kaiju action in it, so I just love it.
And they introduced Gamera's arch enemy too, a staple in the Gamera series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Character who I always have trouble spelling his name when I'm trying to type it.
Hey, I don't blame you. He's got a weird one. He's got a weird one.
It makes me think, could Honda-san been the inspiration as to why Daiei would end up really pushing Gauss to be that formidable foe for Gamera?
That's a possibility.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's a possibility for sure.
That was really wow. That was a very fun, well-known fact.
Yeah, I like that one. That's my favorite trivia fact so far. Actually.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And just knowing like it's like your favorite one, you're like, oh, that's exactly why. Like somebody else sees why that one's the best one.
Like, damn, I knew there was a connection here somewhere.
Exactly. All right, let's do the giveaway now.
Give it away now.
Time. We got 6 entries, and we're gonna give it a go. So good luck to everybody who entered for the Gamera art.
Gamera.
And Isaiah. He has won a bunch of times on our channel.
He has.
That's what I call a supporter. Right?
Yo, he has his own MWA collection already.
Oh yeah,
right.
Hell yeah.
And of course, Isaiah, thank you for entering. Thank you for being here. And of course, you know the drill. You've won before. Please send an email to monsterswithattitude90@gmail.com, and we will get everything situated for you and sent out to you. So thank you for participating and congratulations. So, all right, and we are going to move on to our next question. So, who is the most important or memorable human character in the Gamera franchise? That is Showa, that is Heisei, everything included. Who do you think stands out the most in the Gamera franchise that left the most lasting impression on you? And we're going to swap, and we're going to go Samson first. And we're going to go from bottom to up. So, Samson, you are up.
Well, let's see. If it was memorable, if memorable only, that would have been easy. But you said important.
Either or.
I guess
if that means it's important to you or memorable to you, it don't really matter. Just kind of the one person that really is like, boom, I think of this person all the time.
I guess technically it has to be. See, you got to forgive me. I don't remember the names of the characters, but it's the one from the trilogy that has the psychic connection with Gamera.
Asagi.
Yeah, because she has that important connection, and she's a reoccurring character throughout all 3 films. So that's the first movie that does continuity like that, or it's the first time that there's continuity like that throughout the franchise. Because the Showa era, there's no continuity really. Other than films having stock footage, but that's short and sweet and simple. I'm gonna have to go with that one. I don't have all the embedded Gamera just like you guys do, like I do with Godzilla. So I've only seen all these movies one time, if not a couple times. So, but that's the one that stands out, honestly, for me. Just her right there. So with my limited Gamera knowledge, her.
All right, Franklin. What do you get since he kind of took yours?
Ayana. The Irish girl.
Okay.
For sure.
Why is that? What did she do?
She definitely has, like, when I think of memorable human characters in Gamera movies, it's her because of that vendetta she had against Gamera, for killing her parents and stuff, and she had that creepy bond with Iris in the movie. I know you guys know the scene I'm talking about.
Yep, we know.
She definitely wanted him dead, and that Iris is. I have a personal story about Iris we can get into later, but I always thought that she left a lasting impression. I always remember that scene of Gamera ripping her out his chest too. It's pretty funny. Yeah, definitely her. Definitely.
Alan, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in, dude.
Absolutely.
For those who are not in the loop with Alan Henry and are not familiar with his work, you guys can now call yourselves a true Godzilla fan. This is the MonsterVerse Kong. This is the MonsterVerse Scar King. He also played the bear in Cocaine Bear.
Oh my God.
Also, more importantly, though, he is a friend to all of us here at MWA, so it's always good to see Alan pop up in the comment section. So
he is definitely the cream of the crop, man.
That's right.
He nailed that Scar King pose when he came out the cave, man. I'm recreating it.
All right, Adrian, what's your choice?
I'm gonna go with one of the biggest human villains of all time. I hope I can say his name correctly. Oh no, Dari, the bad guy in Gamma versus Barugan. This dirty POS.
Right.
Onodara, yeah.
Onodara, yes. The entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
The entire movie, he's a freaking scumbag. I thought the guys from Mothra vs. Godzilla were bad. No, this dude's a greedy dirtbag, and he definitely had the best death I've seen in a kaiju movie. I was so happy when he got eaten up. That was magnifico. But he's definitely the most memorable villain in the Gamma franchise. Honestly, even more than some of the kaiju, because he was a dirtbag. I'm glad I hope he didn't rest in peace.
And honestly, that wasn't even his only role. He returned multiple times in multiple movies, and as even a good guy, which was kind of weird to see. He was actually in Zedra last night. He was actually one of the dads.
Okay.
Was he now?
Yeah.
Was he the one with the glasses?
Yeah, the one
he was
with
the one with the glasses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
he
see
came
that
back
now.
multiple times. So it was weird to see him as a good guy, but you know him as that dirty dude. That
POS, yeah, POS. Adrian said it right.
Yeah, he's something for sure. So, all right, Joe, alive and present. What's going on?
I would say that Asagi, but that was already taken. So I'll say Dr. Nagamine is pretty cool.
Okay.
Because I'm more of a fan of the Heisei Gamera than anything else. But out of bias, and because he is our friend now, Carl Craig. Carl Craig.
Oh god, that was a good one. Jordan, what do you got, man?
I mean, I was gonna say Asagi, but I feel like that's everybody's favorite. So I will mention Taru from Gamera the Brave.
Oh,
okay.
That's okay.
Why? I need to know why.
I mean, of course, being that this was a way more family-driven movie for Gamera, the bond between Toru and Toto was just something I feel like any of us as kids could have related to if, God forbid, a kaiju were to have ever existed, right? And of course, the leap and bounds that he had went to try to even help Gamera basically defeat Zeta's climbing up the freaking skyscraper for freaking throwing that freaking orb in his mouth. I'm like, dude, the love, just the passion, the friendship, the relationship that they have is just so impeccable. Wow. But again, it lives up to the title that Gamera's always known for, and that's just the guardian of the universe. So I have a very special place in my heart for that movie. So hence the reason why I chose that.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I like that.
Good choices. And we are going to move on to the next film franchise. Gamera versus Virus or Virus, 1968. American International titled its U.S. version Destroy All Planets. After the success it had with the release of Ishiro Honda's Destroy All Monsters, under the title Destroy All Monsters. So that's kind of why they went that route, to be very similar to them. This was the first film in the series to use flashbacks from the previous Gamera films as a way of saving money on the production. In this film, the flashback sequences last approximately 15 minutes in total.
Yeah, they did.
Series director Noriaki Iwasa named this as his personal favorite of the films he made, describing it as purely a children's movie.
Literally.
Definitely.
And lastly, the camera that was one of the kids has is a Polaroid Swinger, the first low-cost black and white instant camera. Before this inexpensive plastic version, Polaroids were made from high-quality materials and quite costly. Actually, coincidentally, the character who has that camera is Kyle Craig.
Oh, Craig. Oh, Craig.
God, those dead eyes.
Carl fucking Craig.
Look at his face. Oh my god.
I will say this is the one movie that I thought Gamera should have legitly died, because he literally got impaled in the middle of the stomach.
Yeah, he did.
Still okay. Like, I was like, how are you still alive, buddy? Like,
try to tell you, Gamera is cutthroat.
In your chest.
Also, sick UFO design, by the way, too. I saw
absolutely.
Somebody said that was one of the UFO's designs right there.
Yeah, it was very different. It was cool that it could come off into sections and still maintain its base and everything, and just kind of throw itself if it needed to. And like, oh yeah, we're gonna save this section to save the whole thing. So yeah, really neat.
Whoa, who called the cops?
Oh
no!
Copyright infringement, I guess. Fuck.
All right, moving on to the next Gamera film, which is Gamera vs. Giron 1969. All right, fun fact, one line aspect of the film is how the main child protagonist desires for a world without traffic accidents. While considering odd by Westerners, it has its roots in the alarming number of deaths due to car accidents in Japan as industrialization increased in the 1960s. The majority of these accidents involved children, which led to the Japanese government issuing out yellow caps to make children more visible in congested areas. One big, I would say, character that we all know from the Godzilla franchise, from a particular movie, that wears that big yellow cap. So, just putting it out there. Also, another tidbit, aside from Giron, a new monster called Manga was originally meant to be included, based on a flying squirrel, time and budget limitations that it had to be replaced with the old Gauss painted silver. So, unfortunately, they couldn't introduce a new monster. And then lastly, when Giron dismembers Space Ghost and inspects the meat, its grunts are meant to sound like it's saying kuzi kuzi, which in Japanese word used to express disgust at a smell. So,
I wonder if the flying squirrel kaiju was meant to have any inspiration from Varan.
Yeah, where my mind went immediately, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's always time and budget constraints that kind of ruin a lot of the good ideas that a lot of these kaiju movies have that would probably made them a little bit better for us fans.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, this one right here, I love this movie. This might be my third favorite Gamera movies because it's just hilarious. Look at what they're doing in the background. and Giron is, oh my god, especially like when we get to Rebirth and stuff, like Giron is that guy, man. He's got that black Air Force everything.
For real.
Yeah. And also Space Ghost too. I like that design as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Harping back on to the kid who had the yellow hat, that's a big coincidence because it came out the same exact year as.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, obviously, that wasn't just it was only one company thing. It was it was nationally. So like everybody was doing it, everybody was aware of it. So it's just cool that you got to really see it in a film. So.
Yeah, he does. Mr. Allen Henry, he does do some.
He does some acrobatics for sure.
That's why we love him, man. That infamous clip.
If you think Godzilla and his sliding drop kick or his flying is ridiculous, just wait till you see Gamera doing the poles in this film and doing acrobatics and everything in this thing. It's ridiculous. So I mean, it gets really campy for sure. So.
He's going for the gold.
That pole spin that he does, that's Gamera's version of Godzilla's dance on Planet Game. It's silly moment right there.
This was Lewis's introduction to Gamera. It was that scene. That was what convinced him to sit back and just binge Gamera. Because he was just flabbergasted at the fact that Gamera ended up doing something crazy as that. So,
yeah,
that's funny.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're on to our next question here, which is, I would say, it's funny because I just learned about this word, this phrase, this category for these kids. Honestly, just recently, probably in the last year or so. I didn't know they were nicknamed this, but who do you think, in your opinion, out of everyone that we've seen in the franchise, who is the biggest Kenny of them all?
Well, for those that don't know, Eric, why don't you describe what a Kenny is?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. No, just what I was going to say, but thank you. A Kenny, if we well know, is from South Park. Okay, Kenny is the one who always dies. Okay, so basically they're connecting these kids to Kenny because these kids do the most ridiculous things to save Gamera, to help Gamera however they can, and put themselves in harm's way, literally to the point where they could die. So, hence the nickname Kenny's, which, like I said, I just learned about this. I didn't even know this thing was a thing until recently. So it's new to me, but I guess it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, who do we think is a Kenny? How about Joe? You go first.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked me. I don't know, and I don't care.
No, you can't do that. Don't pull an Eric.
I legitimately don't. I've never thought of this. So, majority rules. That's who I'll side with. Carl Craig.
There's not one kid that you watch these movies and like, hey, like that kid is so annoying that he's just the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
How about we go with that? Like your worst, most annoying kid, I think, in the franchise.
Probably. Golly. They're all pretty bad if I'm being honest.
Yeah, this is hard.
Yeah, what's the top left? What is that? Is that
that's from Giron.
Giron? Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't know his name, but yeah, that Kenny.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all really bad. I mean, I kind of alluded to that, and I think I've talked about this on stream before, that like I understand what the Showa Gamera films are, and I can appreciate them for that, but as an adult or even a young teenager watching these, it's just sometimes it's really hard to get through it because it's so it's so bad. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Adrian, what do you think?
I'm going with the OG Kenny because that little kid was such a. Not only was he super annoying, he was a dipshit too. Didn't listen no authority. He was hopping on trains with stuff blowing up around him. Like that kid was absolutely obnoxious. It's definitely gonna be the OG easily.
I agree with you. Franklin, what do you think, man?
Man, they're all pretty obnoxious. I was gonna go with the OG kid, but Boy Scout kids. What are their names again? Maso and Jim? Masao and Jim.
Yep.
I think it was Jim. Yeah, Jim.
Yep.
Yeah,
Masao
man.
and Jim. Yeah.
Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
Man, no love for Carl Craig.
Yeah, I was like, coincidentally, Jim is Carl Craig. Oh, that's so funny. Oh gosh. All right, Samson, what do you think?
That is kind of hard because they do all kind of run together. I just watched them all recently, finally, all the shows in the past few weeks. I think the one that kind of stood out to me, though, is the one from Gauss, how ignorant that kid was. He went to the cave with the bad guy and he just kept like getting in the way and trying to oh my God. It's his stupid fucking face with that yellow hat and just, oh God. Sorry, I didn't mean to break concentration, but fuck, I lost my concentration. Yeah, him. Just that kid. Yeah, the OG. Y'all pointed him out. He's pretty terrible. Just like, but no, the one from Gauss stood out to me as really obnoxious. The whole time I was just yelling at the TV while we were watching that movie. Just, oh my God, that kid sucked.
He's a close second. Don't feel bad, Samson.
Yeah, I know. He stood out so much to me now. It's like I'm like, okay, who was in which movie now? But that kid's particular, just oh God.
Yeah.
But Zigra last night, those two were pretty bad. Oh, but no, just they're all terrible. But that. All right, I'm gonna stop talking before I like get even angrier.
Jordan, what do you think? What do you think is the worst of the worst?
I think it's Akio from Gamera versus Giron, the Japanese kid. After almost having his brain devoured and I guess waking up from being unconscious, finding out he was bald, his biggest concern was where the hell was his hat. He had to take I'm like, you know what? They were better off just devouring your freaking ass, bro, because there's no way in hell that was your only concern was that damn hat. So
yeah, priorities, man.
No,
it's like Woody.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh man,
like Woody with the hat or Alan Grant with the hat. You know, they got to have that.
I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, you're so young. You have many years to be able to grow back any type of freaking hairstyle you want, but your only concern in that time of moment was where was your hat. I'm like, you know what? Screw him. His priorities aren't straight.
There's a good reason, Jordan. Don't feel bad. Don't.
That was my legitimate reason. I mean, granted, I'm thinking of everything else. I'm thinking of everything else, and I mean, they are kind of campy. It is what it is. I'm reading the comments. Everyone's saying Zigra. I have little to no memory of Gamera versus Zigra.
Well, if you were here with us last night, then
it's called.
There you go, Samson.
So, other than that, I'm gonna go with Akio again from Gamera versus Giron.
All right. Good choices.
Oh, Nathaniel.
Did you pick the most obnoxious freeze frames on purpose? Look at all these kids' faces. They're so.
No, I just that's just kind of what I found, honestly.
God, especially the one right next to Jordan, just that the white kid, just oh God.
Oh my Jesus. Moving on.
Oh God.
All right, the next film in this series is Gamera versus Jiger 1970. It's a fun tip, interesting. During Expo 70, there was a stage show featuring Gamera alongside his box office rival Godzilla. This turned out to be the closest the two ever got to having a long-awaited encounter between each other. No footage except for a few seconds of Godzilla walking with Gauss even exist. So, unfortunately. Also, according to director Yuasa, the idea of Jiger injecting its offspring in Gamera was done as a cost-cutting measure. The Gamera films from Daiei were given smaller budget with each subsequent film. They managed to convince Daiei to provide some additional funds for miniatures. So we're lucky we even got miniatures in that film. And then lastly, one notorious scene is the documentary footage of a lump on an elephant's trunk being cut open to reveal a parasitic worm infection. As we all know, it's pretty gross. This was filmed for the movie with cooperation from Tama Zoological Park. Jeez. Makeup and a prop was applied to the elephant's trunk and filled with roundworms from a pig. The director joked that he himself found it creepy, which is why it was only shown in black and white. So, real nasty scene that we all, I think, know of and remember, that it's just kind of gross because they cut it open and they just start pulling all that crap out, and we all thought it was real, and honestly it was just a prop. So
yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I didn't like it.
And I have to say, in this film, this is probably the gnarliest death of a kaiju, especially from the Gamera series, for sure. Samson could attest to that because he was pretty like wow moment on that one. So
he got murked, or she got murked, man.
Let me tell you this: she definitely had it coming. She deserved that. She deserved that.
Aaron of kaijus, man.
Oh my god,
yeah, man. That's another funny movie. Like, I do enjoy that one. It's not the best, but I definitely enjoy it.
Absolutely. So I think we're going to go ahead and do another giveaway, and we're going to give away some Bandai figures here.
Yeah.
And we're going to give away the Bandai Gamera 1995 and the Gauss 95 as a set. You're going to get both of these as a set. So just type in the chat Gamera Heisei, and you will be entered in the chat. So if you want to win this set of Bandai, fully tagged and everything, you can win them. So just type in hashtag Gamera Heisei, and you will be entered in the chat. As a reminder, please be subscribed to the channel, and if you're watching us, watch us on YouTube so you can write in the chat if you want to be part of the giveaway. So,
all right, let me open.
So we'll leave that up and let
that. And
that's a great set too, by the way. I'm glad Bandai redid that because I have the 8-inch ones, which are the that set. I'm glad Bandai was able to come up with a 6-inch version because they look beautiful.
Yeah, the resculpts are way better than the originals by far. So, and coincidentally, I'm actually getting a lot of the old Gamera stuff that I never got. So now I can compare and contrast them and everything and see the difference. So it's really cool. So
yeah, even I went back looking on Club Tokyo and looking at all the old Gamera stuff. I have a funny story. Before I even knew what Gamera really was, there was an auction on eBay for the 40th anniversary box set for like $30, and I was like, I don't really know what this is. I'm gonna buy something else. Even as to this day, I do regret that. I was like a teenager on eBay, and I'm like, shit. I now know the importance of that, and I regret the hell out of my stupid decision to probably, I don't know, buy a pizza instead.
Samson.
Is that how much it won for? $30?
Yeah, it was a buy it now.
Oh, wow.
This was like early days of eBay, like it was probably early 2000s or something, or late 90s. Yeah, I know.
I got my Gamera Memorial box set for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I immediately went on eBay after telling these boys about that, and I was like, okay, all right, fuck. Looking at the prices of the thing, I was like, oh, well, that's stupid Samson. At least that pizza was good.
Mine wasn't that much more expensive. I think mine was $70 or $80, and I got it at G-Fest.
Not bad.
With the box?
Yep, the box. All tags, all the figures were tagged and everything.
That's a steal. At least nowadays.
Nowadays.
God, back then, I wish like I was exposed to the internet that early on, because I could only imagine what I would have had like in my collection. Everything that I got was just from stores, you know. And I was never an internet kid. I was always outside doing stuff, so I didn't care for the internet.
Well, anyway, I sidetracked this completely, but that hit my brain. I was like,
You definitely did. That's okay. We'll get back to it. Get back to our Gamera memory lane here.
we can all yell at
the
Samson
next,
for being an ass.
the next Gamera film was Gamera versus Zigra,
Oh
1971.
my god!
So, fun fact: Gamera vs. Zigra was the only classic Gamera film not released in the U.S. until the advent of home video. All the previous films had been picked up for theatrical distribution or for television. Gamera vs. Zigra first appeared in the U.S. in 1987 via videotape, long after its Japanese release. So, 16 years later, it finally came to the U.S. So, let's see. Zigra in full shark mode resembles a goblin shark, a rare species of deep sea shark found most commonly near Japan. And then lastly, Gamera vs. Zigra had a budget of 35 million yen, which was roughly around that time $97,000. Shortly after the film was completed, its production company Daiei Film went bankrupt, leading it to be distributed by Dainichi Ihai. So another company or another iteration of Daiei tried to recoup itself to stay alive after this film was made. So yeah, pretty crazy. This one and Virus or Virus are very similar to me, so I don't really watch them a lot. They're very, I don't know. I just never got into these two, honestly. So.
Same.
Yeah, well, you forced me to.
Well, yeah, you have to at least watch it once in your life.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. It was so bad. It was so bad.
This one,
it was fun. It was fun.
It really was.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. He was playing drums on his back. I mean, come on.
He was playing the song on his fucking spine, man. I was like, what? Oh my god.
Look at that guy.
He had to stop. He got into it. He did it. Then he had to drop the rock and be like, "Oh man, this is my theme song, grooving." It was.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun. Like I said last night, the only little is that I wish there was more kaiju action in the film. I wish there was more of a fight sequence. What's he saying now?
He says pregnant by the end of the movie.
So Leslie had a thing for the woman. Okay. Sorry, Nathaniel, I did not have that scene on me, so I couldn't show it. So unfortunately, I just have to rewatch the show.
That movie right there, you can tell it has a good Invasion of the Astro Monster kind of inspiration with its aliens and their designs and everything. And I also really like Zigra too. He's one of my favorite Gamera kaiju.
Yeah,
I really liked him too. I thought that the shark version of him was cooler than the standing one.
Yeah, me too.
But I really did enjoy the design of that kaiju. It was really it was gnarly. I can see why some fans really gravitate towards him.
And this is true, Jay. Like, he was very lackluster in Rebirth. Honestly, he was just kind of swimming around and didn't do too much, and his design wasn't too crazy. So
I like the Rebirth design. That was pretty good. But he could have definitely done more.
It was more like a giant manta ray with a little tiny Zigra head in the middle of the Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do our giveaway. So if anybody last chance here, throw in Gamera Heisei to win their chance for the Bandai Gamera and Gauss from the Heisei. Last chance. We're gonna
comments in. Put your
come on, put in there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're commenting.
There was one comment that somebody put that had the word yes before the hashtag. I want to make sure that actually counts or not.
I was just about to say that too, Samson.
Oh, so it looks like Jay, you said yes in the hashtag. Just rewrite the hashtag only and just make sure that you're entered. We'll go that
because it might not count with the word yes in front of it.
Lewis, all you got to do is just type in hashtag Gamera Heisei, man, and you're entered into the drawing as long as you're subscribed to the channel.
That's
All you
right.
gotta
Put it
do-
up on screen again.
Jay.
Right
And
there.
make sure you
Wanna
type
make
it in
it a fresh
exactly
shot.
how it's displayed in
Exactly.
the corner.
Yes.
No caps, exactly how it says.
Gamera Heisei. Gamera
Gamera
Heisei.
Heisei.
You don't have to apologize, Jay. We just want to make sure you have a fair shot like everybody else. You're fine.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
okay.
keeping an eye out for you. Don't we got you?
Would this count, Eric?
It says we have 9 entries right now. I don't want to go back through them, but
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm assuming it did count. So
Okay.
we're gonna. All right, we're gonna give it a go here, and I'm gonna share the screen so everybody sees 9 entries, and here we go. And help me!
No way. Help me.
Wow.
He comes in at the end to steal it.
He came in, clutched it right at the end there.
Congratulations,
What
man.
a way to go! What
Congratulations,
a way to go,
Helmy.
man. That's crazy. Well, congratulations, Helmy. Like we said before, please send an email to monsterwithattitude90@gmail.com and we will get that out for you. Lickety split.
Absolutely.
So, thanks for entering and thanks for following. So,
I like how the richest guy in the comment is the one that won that figure.
Oh god. All right, we're going to move on to the next question, I believe. And it is, should the Gamera series focus on more of the serious feel or stayed with the kid focused? What do you guys think they should have done? Maybe what do you like or what you prefer? Kind of want to hear your thoughts. Franklin, I'll have you go first on this one.
I think to appeal to audiences today, you're gonna have to stay serious. But I always thought of combining both of them to have like a little bit of a horror Gamera aspect for the children. Like there's high stakes. Children got to get out wherever they are against whatever kaiju the Gamera has to fight, and make it terrifying, horrifying for the audience to see that the kids are like, hey, they may be getting killed by this kaiju, this creature, But there's definitely an aspect in the Heisei series where they could have done something similar like that, and they kind of did with with Ayana, but she's a little older, she's not really a kid, but if I had to choose for a revival, I'd definitely say you got to stay serious or you got to combine them both. You can't just go kid all the way. I don't think it's gonna work today. So,
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, Samson, what do you think?
Damn it. Well, feeding off of what he just said, Gamera the Brave kind of did that, where it combined the serious tone with the kid tone, where they were, fucking Zetas was eating people and but Rebirth kind of did it with the serious / kid tone. We had the kid main characters, but there was cussing and there was impending doom. I loved how I love campy stuff. I will always and forever say that. But Gamera Showa, oh my, that's too campy. So I think that's why everybody loves the trilogy. It's because it's serious and they do it in such a good, it's done in such a great way. My favorite film of all time. She's back there. It's the only kaiju that I have, well, except for this other one right here, but Legion. I love Legion. It's such a good movie. It's so fucking good. So I think feeding off of what you said, serious or combine it well, which they kind of did with Rebirth and Gamera the Brave. But oh man, if only we got what that 2016 trailer showed us years ago, that teaser that never came to fruition.
Yeah. See, unlike the Brave, I kind of forgot about the Brave. Like the Brave has like a lighter tone. I want to make it like dark.
It does.
I want to make it dark,
it does. It's more kid focused for sure, but it does have. It's like it's Showa. It's more Showa than it is Heisei, but it is a mix of the two. But oh god, they messed up that roar so bad. I get bothered by that. I'm like, ugh, that's not what Gamera's supposed to sound like.
Well, yeah, the stock.
Even the goofy, campy guy that I am, I think I like the serious Gamera tone.
Okay. Jordan.
I mean, it's gotta go serious. The Heisei trilogy, in my opinion, was what put the stamp of approval for Gamera, and it was because of how dark and gory just the overall character was, and everything else, alongside with Gamera, the characters, the monsters, the story, the scenes, the fight scenes were crazy. I love to see a little bit more of that. I mean, shoot. Devontae said it best in Gamera 3, where the main kid protagonist, who's supposed to be the next linked character to Gamera, had so much envy and just wanted to seek revenge to destroy Gamera because of her trauma in her past. That to me was what it stole the show in the entire movie, in my opinion. But yeah, gotta go serious. Especially with the way how kaiju movies have been presented to us as of late. Bring Gamera back in the pedestal of just the kaiju world. You gotta give us something that's gonna make us like sink our teeth into it to really, want to have more. So yeah.
Okay, Joe.
Just like everything everybody said, serious. I think there's a reason why the Heisei films are regarded in such high esteem, and the Heisei films really leveled up Gamera in a way that brought it into the conversation and lexicon of the Godzilla franchise. Before then, it was, what if, just because they're two giant monsters, where the Heisei films actually were, the Heisei Gamera films brought it to an even par. Not with everything, but it at least brought it to the ballpark of where Godzilla was sitting. Obviously, I think Godzilla is way more impressive with 70 years of box office, for the most part, hits and success and mainstream appeal. But the Heisei films were the closest the Gamera got to really being on the level of worldwide or mainstream.
Yeah, absolutely.
To piggyback off of a little bit of what Joe said, a few of my friends a few years back over here in Connecticut, I remember we had a heated debate because in their beliefs, they thought that the Heisei Gamera trilogy was far more better than the Heisei Godzilla era.
I mean, a lot of people think that, dude. I mean, I don't think that's a hot take, really.
No. It's so again, this was, I can't even tell you how long ago this was, but again, it for those that are getting into Gamera now and want to, if this is just a little sprinkle of what you're getting into Gamera with, this should be an eye opener to really get into it, because again, the Heisei era was what put the stamp of approval for Gamera. So yeah, I'm talking to you, Lewis. You already know, because I praise it every time I see you at work, dude. So yeah.
I want to go back to one of those comments. Somebody made a pretty clever comment. They said, "Hey, I say that Gamera should stay serious." That was pretty good.
That was pretty good by Mark.
That was a really good comment. I like that. Very clever, Mark.
All right. We will move on to the next in the trilogy, which could be the most peak of them all. Gamera Super Monster 1980.
Stop. No, we're not doing that.
Fun tidbit here. Although Kalara, which was the taller, one of the more main alien ladies, towers over the others. She was a singer and former professional wrestler. She's only 5'9", actually. She was an early icon of Japanese female professional wrestling. Her wrestling career started in 1973, and she retired from the ring in 1976 before her 18th birthday. So pretty cool. Another tidbit is Gamera knocks over a billboard at one point in the film. The camera zooms into the billboard, revealing it is to be an advertisement for a Godzilla film, which Sam saw firsthand last night. He was kind of shocked. And then lastly, the final Showa era Gamera movie, the final Showa era giant monster film. The Showa era refers to the giant monster films made between Godzilla 54 and this film. The Heisei era of giant monster films would begin with Godzilla 1985, but the Gamera series would not be revived for the Heisei era until Gamera, the Guardian of the Universe, which ignored the previous films. So yeah. Samson, you're muted, so if you want to say something. I see you kind of...
Oh, this movie! I mean, this right here. What is that? What is? Where did they take that from? I honestly am perplexed to tell. What did they mix? What was that scene from? What anime? What? Oh god! When this happened, when this ending, I was like, no, come on, seriously, show me the real ending. That's not it. You're kidding, right? That's no. Where's the real one? Funny joke, you guys. Let's see the real ending. Come on. Oh, this movie. Yeah, when y'all kept saying how bad it is, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but wow, stock footage to the max, man. There was no original kaiju. There was like a Gamera suit that we kind of saw like 5 times. Oh, this movie was something else. I was like, oh, okay, wow, that's Star Wars for sure. They ripped it off like hell. I'm not even gonna lie. I had a couple of drinks while watching it because I was like, it made it more fun. But no, I was like, oh, is this next one supposed to be playing?
No, go ahead, finish your thought.
It was ridiculous, and I had a blast. But yeah, I can see why it is regarded as such a terrible movie. Still fun. That kid was honestly, he was a close Kenny. I almost wanted to say him because of how like terrible he was, but the plot, it was all over the place. Holy crap. So that is definitely a one and done. I don't know if I can go back and watch that again.
But now you saw it, and now you can say you've seen it.
Yep,
so,
I did. I am fine. I am that Superman ending. Just flying off.
Well, now you can clean your palate because now we're into the Heisei era with the real good stuff begins. So, beginning off the Heisei was Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, 1995. A couple tidbits. The character of Professor Harada was a homage to actor Akihiko Harada, who played Dr. Serizawa in the 1954 version of Godzilla. So where he's referred to the beginning of the film when they introduced Professor Nagamine at her office. So when she picks up the telephone and someone was calling and she's like, who was it? And they said it was Professor Harada. That was the homage to him. So pretty cool. Also, Shunsuke Kaneko originally wanted to make a Godzilla film and approached Toho to direct Godzilla and Mothra: The Battle for Earth, 1992. Toho declined, and he was subsequently approached by Daiei to bring back Gamera. Toho producer Shogu Tamayama would later comment on how they became jealous of the critical success Kaneko had, allowing him to direct Godzilla GMK. Kaneko's Godzilla film would go on to be the most successful entry in the Millennium series. So, what could have been for 92?
Yeah.
Shunsuke Kaneko did not want to use Gauss as the film's villain. Instead, wanted to create an original one. He was given no choice by Daiei Films since Gauss is Gamera's most popular foe. The studio was so impressed with how this film came out, they gave Kaneko more creative freedom in the sequels, allowing him to make his own villain kaijus in both films. All right, we gotta go back a little bit.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. And then one more little tidbit is Chiaki Kanaka and his brother Kazuki Kanaka wrote an early draft of this screenplay before Kazunori Ito would write the film. Some of their story ideas would be reused for Digimon Tamers 2001 and Gamera the Brave 2005.
I thought Gamera the Brave was 2006.
Is it 2006? Yeah, it might be. I think it is 2006. Is it?
It is 2006. That's fine.
It is 2006.
No, you're good.
So,
Okay.
all right, next question. The big one that we all discuss, we all talk about, has been talked about for many millennia, it seems like. Godzilla versus Gamera. Do we really need it? Do we really need Gamera versus Godzilla? Like, realistically, you think about it. Do we need it? Do we, what are your thoughts on it? Jordan, I'll have you go first.
Why, bro? Why?
Do we really?
As a kid, being introduced to Gamera, I always thought it was. I knew it was its own monster, and then gradually as years went on, this was something I always wanted to see. But I mean, it is a good question, because now when you get older and you're still a fan of the product, you continue to think about it. Mm-hmm. I don't see why we would need this. Teaming up, I'd love to see them. But as like a full feature length film, just them two duking it out, I don't think that's something that we would want as a fan of both characters. But yeah, so I mean, I guess I don't think so. Should they be together in the same screen? Yes, but as rivals, as enemies, no.
Okay. Joe, what do you think? Do you think
Yep.
we should duke it out? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Why?
I mean, the fans want it. Was there any other reason? Like, yes, I think it should be a verse, and then they can do a team up, not unlike what they did with Godzilla and Kong.
Well, I mean, I was going to say also, like, even with Godzilla and Rodan in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, like, I would like something like that in the beginning, and then towards the end we get the big Chungus, and the rest is history. I guess just like Godzilla versus Kong, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's I would actually love to see a series of films that included Godzilla and Gamera. It's no secret I am no fan of Kong. I think that a series of Godzilla and Gamera films, similar to how the GXK films are going, I think that'd be sweet.
Okay. Adrian, you're muted, but you're up next.
So I'm not gonna lie, I've always been torn about this. If we need, especially, I mean, like Jordan said, as a kid, I'd love to see these two fight. But as I am now, I don't know if we really need it necessarily. What I love, and of course, if y'all have seen Death Battle, they have actually done this on Death Battle, and I was pretty.
No,
I was okay with the result, but at the same time, I was like, "Dang, that's kind of messed up." I'm kind of sad now. So, will I need to see it live action? Probably not. A team up, yes, but I probably don't need to see them legit one or the other kill each other, which we both know Godzilla. We all know Godzilla will win. So,
okay. Franklin.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if we don't want to make a movie, we could do a comic series about it. But like, I always thought, like, there's a bunch of different ways you can write a Godzilla versus Gamera movie. It doesn't even need to just be a versus, like Jordan said. It could be a team up. One idea I always had in mind is, like, unlike Godzilla versus Kong, it could be a good cop, bad cop kind of film, or one is protecting the skies and space, and one is protecting Earth, and they have to come together for a bigger threat. You have a bunch of different ideas that you can do because of the terrain that they both cover. Gamera can cover skies, Godzilla can cover land, and they can both cover the sea. You can throw, a good script of writing in Atlantis in there somewhere because they both have connections with that. There's a bunch of different stuff you can do with it. You can have, like, going back to the good cop, bad cop type of thing. Godzilla can be the bad cop. Gamera's the good cop. They have similar goals, but they keep getting in tussles because of, different ideals that they have. You can write that because at the end of the day, these kaiju are sentient and sapient. They are not just animals. Like these are kaiju who can communicate and have personalities and think just like us. They have human level intelligence. They just can't speak English. Bearing Godzilla versus Gigan. So absolutely, and I think this is so long overdue, man. Like I said earlier, I would prefer Gamera as to fulfill the Kong role in the Monsterverse instead of Kong himself. But yeah, sure.
All right. Samson, what do you think?
Thanks for choosing all the smart people to answer that before me. Well, do I need a fifth slice of pizza? No, but do I want a fifth slice of pizza? That's,
good analogy.
Yeah, I was going to say that's good.
I need that fifth slice. Oh
yeah, Joe, he pretty much nailed it. Yeah, that's not you guys answering first. It's a want. It's a want factor. That's really all that matters. I mean, this image is great. Where did this come from, by the way? It looks like is it spliced or is it actually them? It looks real as hell, but it's
No, I mean, real. It's from a Japanese magazine. So.
Wasn't this just to promote the show with Godzilla and Gamera in that live show?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this was from or why they made it. They just kind of cropped it together, but I just know it's from a Japanese magazine.
Oh, okay. It's just the want factor. The fans want to see it, and I'm just reiterating what you guys said. It can be they butt heads, and then they come together, collab for a greater foe at the end. Just like y'all just said it. I can't answer that question any better. I guess my pizza analogy is the only creative thing that I added to that y'all didn't say. So yeah, it's just we want it, so why not? It needs to be. It's a crossover that everyone wants, and it doesn't matter. It's not even a need factor. It's a want factor.
Yeah, absolutely. Good answers. All right, we will move on to the next installment, which was Gamera 2, Advent of Legion, 1996. This film's title sequence shows a burning cross, which transitions into the Mi character of Gamera's Japanese name. This complements the film's other biblical allusion, a passage from Mark 5:9, which was quoted as the basis for the Legion's name. Also, another tidbit: the Legion plant was inspired by the mammoth flower from the original Ultra Q series.
Wow.
So if you think about that, that's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wait.
The Mother Legion was played by veteran suit actor Mizuho Yoshida, who also portrayed Godzilla in GMK, and later Zeus in Gamera the Brave. And then lastly, when creating the Legion suit, special effects director Shinji Higuchi want to design it in such a way that wires would not be required to operate it. His solution was to fit 2 actors inside of the suit who would have control of monsters' movements and various extremities.
Whoa!
So even in the Legion suit, there was 2 actors, just like the Mother Legion. So that's how they got away with that, and kind of wanted to make it look more real.
I think it was like that for Kaiser Ghidorah too.
Yes, it was. Yep, yes, it was. There was one in the back and one in the front. So, yep.
That sounds like a party.
You beat me.
I will say this is the best installment in the whole franchise, bar none. That's
your
overall.
That's
And I will
Okay.
stick with that opinion. Okay. I'm telling you it until I'm dead in the face.
Don't be a you-know-who, Eric.
I'm not forcing it on anybody. I'm just telling you my opinion.
He goes, this is the best, bar none, but I'm not forcing it on anybody.
I'm not. My opinion. My opinion.
Hey, Eric, I'm with you. I support you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry. We got you covered, man.
Yeah, we got your back, Eric.
But it is. Let's be honest. Let's put it
He slid it in there.
All right. On
Everybody's
to
opinion
Gamera
matters, but it is.
30.
It is.
1999. A couple fun little tidbits here. Despite Gamera being a turtle, none of the Heisei trilogy films make overt references to turtles. Director Kaneko would later confirm turtles do not exist in the Heisei Gamera universe.
Huh?
Yep.
Well, fucking what?
Another tidbit, according to director Kaneko, he had to be cautious with the final act set in Kyoto. There are nationalist groups in Japan that take offense at disrespecting Kyoto. It was the historic capital of Japan, and disrespecting it is seen as disrespecting the whole of Japan. This is also why kaiju films rarely take place in the city of Kyoto. So,
Wow.
and then...
Damn. Okay.
Lastly, director Kaneko was mentioned how he preferred to make his kaiju films with elements of fantasy rather than science fiction. In an interview, Kaneko mentioned he would consider them science fiction movies. He didn't have that kind of an idea, but ever since the Godzilla movies in the 1950s, many kaiju movies were made after that. They became their own genre. They are kaiju movies rather than science fiction movies. In kaiju movies, some have science fiction tastes, but the genre itself is not science fiction. It's its own genre in and of itself. The concept, I want to pause this here before it keeps going, which I knew I was gonna. This is a longer thing. Let's see. Concept of science fiction started in America because America is a young country. Japan has such a long tradition, so it's difficult for science fiction to root itself in this country. The genre of science fiction in Japan was influenced by the U.S., so that's how it came to be. But it would probably be difficult for a country that has as long a history as Japan's to create its own version of science fiction on its own, considering the long history that it has. So the first Gamera was science fiction. Gamera 2 was a war movie. Gamera 3 was supernatural. And GMK had a supernatural taste with a war movie combination.
I see what they did there. Beautiful.
Okay.
So that was his inspiration, and that goes with his thoughts of there being no turtles in that series because it was mythological. It was like a god almost in that way. So they didn't see turtles as normal. He was more of a higher being. So
Okay.
that makes sense.
It's just such a weird concept. Just, oh, no, turtles don't exist.
It's different. It's different.
All right, this is a big question here. This one's kind of a fun one also. So I want you to pick your dream team to make a Gamera film. I want you to pick the director, the music, the leading male and female, the villain kaiju, and the era. I know this is
Jesus.
kind of a long. This is kind of a long one. This is
God
multiple.
damn it, Eric.
I know. Why?
Because Gamera needs to be talked about a little bit more than normal. So. And this is kind of fun because you think of the directors, you think of the leading men and women of the Godzilla or even the Gamera franchise. Think of villains, and then you think of we got the Showa era, you got Millennium, you got Heisei, you got Reiwa. I mean, what kind of era do you kind of want for this film? Is anybody ready to?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go ahead. Joe.
I have a couple questions to clarify.
Yeah.
Based on the pictures, are we choosing Godzilla villains?
You can pick any villain you want. Any villain you want.
All right.
Any villain. It could be Gamera. It could be Godzilla. It could be Pacific Rim. It could be Pulgasari. It could be Gappa. Whatever.
you just kind of spoiled my. I would love to see, because I'm gonna go out of the box with this. Director,
Okay, absolutely.
Director Guillermo del Toro. I'd love
Okay,
to see,
okay.
God damn it, Joe.
Music. I'm gonna kind of pick more like Western. Just
Okay.
because we've seen a lot of what the Japanese directors and actors, actresses, and whatnot throughout all the different franchises, and we could do that forever. So I'm gonna kind of stick to a little bit more Western. So director was Guillermo del Toro. Music, I'm gonna go with probably like Bear McCreary or John Williams. In my time of being a new dad, I've rewatched a lot of franchises, Jaws and Star Wars, most notably, and just his music is just phenomenal. Really, it is.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'll go with music of those two. Leading male, Don Fry. And no, I'm kidding. I would love to see Don Fry make a return though, because I'm such a super fan of Don Fry. Leading male, female. That's where it's a little tough for me. Villain. I'm going to skip those for a second. Villain for a Gamera film. I'd love to see something new. Excuse me. Or the return of Legion or Iris. I think those two have the most, story, and I guess technically Gauss too, just because the hordes and hordes of Gauss at the end of Gamera 3 is just one of my all-time favorite endings. I just think it's amazing. But yeah, Legion or Iris, just because I think there's so much story there that and so much to elaborate on. Era, I'd have to give it like I would love a film set in like the 90s or something, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a Heisei film. I would like it more adult, more serious, not campy like Showa, but I would like the timeline of the movie itself to be set in the 90s, and just more serious. So the leading male, female, that's really tough. I don't know if I have great answers, but just off the top of my head, my wife and I are big fans of Chris Pratt, so I'll say him.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I like him. I've watched, I think, almost everything he's been involved in. And he's definitely kind of like one of those guys that will give anything he's in a shot. It doesn't mean we always like it, but we think he's pretty cool. So
modern day Harrison Ford.
Pardon me?
Modern day Harrison Ford.
Yeah, kind of, right? Like for sure. So yeah, I'll say Chris Pratt. And female, golly, I can't really say that I know a lot of modern actresses or whatever. Megan Fox, first Transformers, hot AF, but I don't know. Pick whoever you want for a female. Like who's hot right now? I don't know, Sydney Sweeney or
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah.
Ortega, the Wendy Adams girl, Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
She's but you know what? Actually, scratch. I just thought Becky G.
Oh my God.
Okay, Becky G. Now, there's a little bit of a gap between Chris Pratt and Becky G, so it'd make it weird. Like he could probably be her dad. So, like, let's say Chris Pratt, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And Becky G now. But yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, so Lewis just reminded me of something. I know he gets a lot of shit, but Michael Bay as a visual effects guy,
damn it,
is amazing. Like he's not very good on like the whole human side, but the action and the shots of Transformers, it's amazing.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
Did I answer them all?
Yep.
Director, music, leading male, female, villain. Yep.
Yep. You're good. Awesome. I like it. Adrian. Okay. Come on now. What you got?
Not gonna lie, Lewis took my answer for director. I was gonna say Michael Bay because as much as we might poop on Michael Bay, like Joe said, the Transformer movies visually are just outstanding. As far as music goes, I'm gonna have to tap either Danny Elfman or Hans Zimmer. Stuck between those two. Leading male, I'm gonna have to go with something a little bit different. I'm actually gonna go with Idris Elba for the leading male.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Shit. Yeah, man. That's not bad.
Leading female, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say. Dang it! I had her name. I lost it. Oh God, what is her name? Why did I just forget her name? I love.
What is she in?
Yeah, what is she in?
Oh, I'm gonna blank on everything. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence as a leading female.
Oh,
okay.
I'm kind of like with Joe too. I would prefer to see a brand new villain, honestly, and I would want it to take place in where we grew up in the 90s or 2000s.
Okay. Did you pick a villain?
I said a brand new villain.
Brand new villain. Okay. Perfect. All right. Franklin, what do you got, man?
I've been thinking about it. Like, I don't want to kind of split it two different ways. If we're going to go the Japanese route, that's got to be what's the minus one's director's name? Takashi Yamazaki.
Yep. Right.
It's got to be him. It's got to be him. We're gonna set this in the late 70s. I think that would be a good time. Composer. I want the minus one composer, Naoki Sato. Naoki Sato, because he did a brilliant job with that.
Sato. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a brilliant job with that soundtrack. And then for female lead, I would only want, like, if it's Japan, I want just one lead. We're gonna have a female lead, and I want it to be the girl who plays Kyoto in Shin Godzilla. Kyoko in Shin Godzilla. Sorry.
Okay.
And then, like, on the American side, there's two different directors I'm kind of stuck with, like James Cameron or Jordan Peele. I feel like they would do pretty good.
Okay.
I think they would.
More of that horror aspect. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Gamera could work well on that horror setting. I
see that.
Composer, he took mine, Hans Zimmer. I was gonna say Hans Zimmer. He would do great at that. And then lead, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Nope, which is also directed by Jordan Peele. But it's kind of like a alien kaiju.
Oh, Nope. Yeah, I love. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's.
Oh yeah, Nope. Yeah.
So give me Daniel Kaluuya, the lead in that movie. He would be pretty good.
Okay.
I think that would be good. And then it's for a villain. Yeah, it's got to be something new, or we're gonna have to reimagine Iris or Zigra, or we could always do the scrapped albino Gauss from Gamera 4.
Yeah, from Gamera 4.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And with the horror aspect, we can introduce Nightmare Gamera. So yeah, that's my way I would go about it.
All right. Nice. Samson.
This is tough because y'all are choosing all the best ones, so it's like, dang.
That's
why I yelled "damn it," because y'all are absolutely right. Michael Bay makes incredible visuals. It's just that's who I clung to. But one of my favorite directors of all time, if we want to take it in a weird direction, M. Night Shyamalan. I'll try to make things different with M. Night Shyamalan as director. Okay. Composer Hans Zimmer. That's that's peak. I got to go with him. I can't. I'm not going to change it with that. Hans Zimmer just makes the best soundtracks, modern day soundtracks. Other than that, I mean, John Williams, like y'all said, he's gotta love everything he does. But I'm gonna go with Hans Zimmer. Kaiju wise, that's tough because I want to see something new. We all do. We all want to see something different, something new. But for the era, I absolutely love the 90s. like y'all are saying, because pre-technology, like the internet doesn't exist. You can't just like have a phone with you at all times to call for help. It's a very restricted technology. I like that aspect of things. The 90s is such a great decade. That's why I love the X-Files so much. I can binge watch that over and over again. So speaking of that, a lead for lead actor, I'm going to go with David Duchovny because I really enjoy the shit out of the X-Files. So I'm going to go with my boy David Duchovny. Lead female, got to go with Scarlett Johansson.
Of course.
What if I left out now? I think I said it all, didn't I? Yeah, director, composer.
Villain.
I said original. I definitely want an original villain because, yeah, let's stop rehashing stuff. Just like with Godzilla, I don't want to see Mothra or Ghidorah ever again. Let's stop with that, please. And with Gamera, yeah, we don't need to see Gyaos one more time. It's fine. We already it's solidified as the most badass villain, or well, not the most badass, but the most used. Legion's the most badass. But that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. Jordan.
Oh, shit, that's just me.
Well, first and foremost, thank you, Eric, for choosing me last because I literally wrote down exactly.
Well, you can thank Joe because he went first, so then we just went down from there. So.
Oh man.
Yep.
So for the director, I want to see an anime film, even if not done, it's okay. From Hayao Miyazaki. The father, the founding father of Studio Ghibli. I'm thinking, of course, more of his like darker stories, specifically Princess Mononoke. Composer, I'm gonna butcher the crap out of his name. I apologize. Raymond Djawadi, who was the composer for both of the Pacific Rim movies.
Yep.
Okay.
Male actor Hiroyuki Sanada, who played Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat movie, and he's done a bunch of other movies as well. Female actor Amber Midthunder, who was the lead actress in the Predator movie Prey, that's exclusively on Hulu. Villain, listen, I know we're going to dive into this when we get into Rebirth. Give me Barugan. He is one of my all-time favorite Gamera villains of all time. And knowing that there was a manga that released in 2003 between Gamera versus Barugan, and it continued with the Heisei trilogy, and that was something we never had, just upsets me the most. So Barugan. And the era would have to be, of course, the Reiwa era.
Okay. Nice. Good choices, guys. I know that was a little bit intense and extensive, but you guys all pulled it out. It's good ideas and everything. Just kind of wanted to spice it up a little bit. So.
Oh man, that was rough.
But since we're kind of running out of time here, we're gonna do this real quick. Try to pop this in there, but I want to see your top 3 Gamera collectibles. Franklin will have to leave here soon. I want to get this done before he leaves so we can show off his collectibles and everything. So, Franklin, if you want to go first, that way we get you done first, and that way, if you got to go, you can go. Yeah. So,
of course. So, I didn't bring 3 Gamera figures with me. I only brought 2. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Okay.
There we
go. Good. Okay. So, the 2 that I did bring with me, I got both of these at G-Fest. One was G-Fest 2017, and the other was this year's G-Fest. So the first one I'm going to show off is I believe it's theater exclusive Gamera 99 with the firearm.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Beauty. I love this guy. My favorite 99 Gamera figure I have out of the 2 or 3 that I do got. And then the Bandai 96 Gamera.
Yes.
The new one. Yeah. And then if I had to choose a third option, it's either gonna be like that whole Gamera Memorial box, which might be cheating since that's 7 figures, or the Bandai. Okay. The original Legion, by the way, not the new one that they made.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. My Gamera collection is growing. It's not the biggest. It's definitely not small. It's medium sized, but I'm trying to get
Mhm.
more and more Gamera stuff. Like I really want a big Gamera figure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Really. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's what I wanted. For sure.
Awesome. Okay. Adrian, why don't you go next?
Okay. Well, first I'll have the pop go with my favorite Gamma villain, the 30 centimeter Gauss.
Whew.
And this is gonna be the new version that came in the 2-pack with the Gamma as well. And this thing glows the eyes glow in the dark too whenever it's in whenever it's in light for long enough.
What?
Something
Huh.
yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome actually. And this is something I was always looking for a Gauss when I started collecting and finally saw the film. I've been looking for this Gauss, and when I finally was able to get it, it was a very happy moment, of course.
Absolutely.
A happy moment.
Something else I was also looking for as well when I first started collecting. That's to me, and again, there's no particular order, but my second favorite, the 1995 30 centimeter Gamera. Big boy he's a classic.
And it's a beauty.
Mhm.
That is a beauty right there.
He is. He's a little bit on the smaller side, but honestly, I don't care because he's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
No, I'd say he's average.
You say so. And lastly, of course, Eric's queen of the monster herself, the 25
Absolutely.
centimeter.
Flexing on us
Absolutely.
right now, bro.
The nighttime version. I don't have a huge Gamma collection, but the stuff I do have is very special to me, and I absolutely love everything I have. It was hard for me to only choose 3 of them, but those are my 3.
Very nice. Very
It's a good selection. I like that. That Legion took me
Go.
out right.
nice. Joe, you want to go next?
Sure. I didn't bring any. I didn't have the time to grab them. I'm rearranging my collection room, but the X Plus Mother Legion, the Enraku and Saku 99 Gamera, and oh my gosh, the Iris.
Xbox?
Yes, but I
Xbox?
can't remember the year of the release. The second one, the most recent one, or
Oh, the
technically
newer
the
one.
third
Oh, okay.
The newest one?
the newest one.
Okay.
Whatever. What was that? 2 years, 3 years ago,
Oh, God.
4 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 4, honestly.
That one.
Okay. Okay. Jordan.
Yeah, my collection's all over the place. But I do have a few recent stuff that I got that really did pique my interest. One of them is this children's pictures book of Gamera 2, Advent of Legion. Eric, I believe, seen a few of these. Yeah, Big Turtle. I love turtles.
Turtle.
Like
Giant photo.
like that.
Also, since we're on the Gamera 2 wave, because that is one of the peak movies of Gamera, I ended up coming across this laser disc of Gamera 2. So yeah,
Nice. Yes.
and
Yeah.
of course, this is more of a sentimental thing because of us being able to get Carl Craig into G-Fest. Of course, I gotta throw his autograph. That he had gifted us.
Yeah,
On board.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That is beautiful.
absolutely.
Yeah, so and also more importantly, Toto is life.
Mhm.
Oh! See a lot of Totos.
Toto.
Yeah, I have it with the bin, I figure, but it's somewhere hidden. But yeah,
Nice. All right. Samson, you want to go real quick?
Well, it's one of the only things that I have in my collection. Adrian showed it off, but I remember when I showcased this big girl to you guys, you lost your minds. You were like, "What?"
Oh my goodness.
It's the only big ass Gamera thing that I have in my collection that I'm so happy about. I can't believe how lucky I got. Dude let me pay in payment plan. So it was awesome like that. As of last night, we were looking at some figures on the interwebs, and I have very, very proud to have the Parababy collection, but we were looking at some stuff on Club Tokyo. I really like that Parababy Gyaos, the bright blue one that they released. The Marmot Parababy did. And then lastly, I'm going to go with the CCP. I'm looking at Club Tokyo right now, actually. CCP Nightmare Gamera figure. The Nightmare Gamera. I've always gravitated towards that ridiculous looking design. I've always thought it was neat without even knowing what it is. I was just like, that's a badass suit. So those are going to be my top 3.
Okay. I'll go real quick here before he's going to go, but I'm going to go the original 30 centimeter Gamera 99, the Rick edition with the fire fist and the bloody midsection that actually goes out the back.
Ooh,
So,
that's beautiful. I need that.
That's unique. I like that.
I need that.
I will go with the Monster Maker 28 resin kit of Super Gauss.
That's a
Built and painted by Marcellus Winters, so he is coming out on vinyl. So you all don't have to worry about resin anymore. So he is coming in vinyl. So
That's right.
Yep.
so super great for that one. And then lastly, certainly not least, I got to show her.
Oh my god!
The OG original.
Oh yeah, the original release.
Y'all just straight flexed it on here.
I gotta say,
if we was talking about Godzilla and I was in my room right now, it would be a different kind of.
I gotta say,
This
I
will
got
just
the Nightmare
motivate
one.
you, Franklin. Just motivate you, okay?
The next time you guys have me on,
Yeah.
trust me, I'd love to be on again.
I got that Nightmare one, but I like yours better. I really do like the more whitish paint scheme one. But hey, I got lucky. Either way, I have a big ass bitch.
Well, with that, I know, Franklin, you have to go. So thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Yes,
Awesome
thank you.
insight from you. And before you go, please plug yourself. Tell the people where you can find you and everything like that, please.
Of course, man. My name on all my socials is Goji Franklin. It's Goji Franklin 123 on Twitter, Goji Franklin on YouTube, Goji Franklin on TikTok, and then unfortunately my Instagram did get suspended, but I made a new one, and that one is Goji Franklin 2.0. So all my hard work is kind of gone on that Instagram for the time being. So if you guys can kind of help me out, try to get my followers back, I genuinely really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Goji
Dang, I
Franklin.
hate that for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, have fun. I mean, thank you for being on here, man. Have fun at your concert, and it's been an absolute pleasure. We will definitely have you back on for another show. It was great to finally talk to you, and hopefully everything turns out with your Instagram. We'll definitely help you out in any way we can, and just thank you for being on here and being a fan of us and a friend, honestly. So
Of course, yeah, I love you guys, man. You guys are my homies, man. I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
It was so great to see you again, man.
Bro. Of course. Thank you so much, Samson. Good to see you too, man. Hey, much love to all you guys. Thank you guys for having me on.
Later,
all right,
Gio.
have a good
brother.
night.
Later.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right. So that was cool of Franklin too.
What?
Leslie is
Oh,
full.
God. We're not gonna
Leslie's
go. Well, you
full.
gotta break it out. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh my God!
We're talking about that. We're talking about
Jesus Christ! I'm not gonna get me canceled. Y'all are gonna get me fucking canceled. Damn it!
that.
I don't know what you're talking
We're
about,
gonna go
Samson.
on.
I didn't
We're
do
gonna
that
go
thing.
on. So next on the Gamera train is Gamera the Brave. Couple tidbits for Gamera the Brave. Zetus was intentionally designed after kaiju from Toho and Tsuburaya Productions, most notably Godzilla, the TriStar Pictures Godzilla, Godzilla base Jiras, and Varan and Gorosaurus. Also, Gamera the Brave was also aimed to appeal to children and female audiences who were rather disregarded targets during the Heisei trilogy, where its increasingly maniac and unbalanced direction, especially Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris, didn't contribute in expanding the fan base and proceeds of merchandise and triggering concerns among executives about the demise of the franchise by neglecting to appeal to wider audiences. among changing markets, further supporting the direction not to produce sequels to the trilogy. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. So yeah. So maybe that was kind of its downfall, I guess.
You think?
Which sucks because it's so revered in the community as being the best, and yet they didn't see it that way. They just saw merchandise and toys and money and everything like that. So it's just kind of
surprise.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. So that's kind of why they went the way of Gamera the Brave and introduced more kids and that appeal again. So, which I know a lot of people don't like that version. Obviously, we've talked about it, so it's
well, that comment right there. So, actually, Gamera the Brave was the first Gamera movie I ever saw. That's how my journey began. I saw it in my early 20s. I can't remember how, where, or why. It was
Godzilla Fest.
Probably.
No, I didn't go to the theater that much, honestly. No, I saw it at home. I remember I did watch it at home. It was either free on something that I had, some sort of streaming service, and I was just like, oh shit, I've never seen this. But I actually thoroughly enjoy it because it's kid friendly and fun, and Zetus is bad at. I want to change one of my answers. The Atelier kit Zetus, that figure. Yeah, I guess I should say the Atelier Zetus, since that's like the only true figure of that thing that we have. Oh wait, no, we have YMSF now. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, we do.
You do.
Light bulbs going off everywhere for him.
Yeah. Finally, everything's finally firing. It takes several hours.
All right, we're gonna go on to the next.
Next.
Which
yes.
Oh no, not the tease.
SDCC Gamera teaser trailer.
Is this the extended version?
I don't know. It's just what it is. So, a little bit info on this one. Gamera, in 2015, kaiju short film first screened by Kadokawa Pictures at New York Comic Con on October 8th. It was intended as a celebration of the 50th anniversary of Gamera's debut film and as a proof of concept for a feature-length reboot of the franchise, actually. So there was talks and intentions of this. But Gamera's design from this short seemingly served as the basis for the monster's look in Gamera Rebirth. The short's director, Katsuhito Ishii, is even credited on Rebirth for Gamera original design. So, what could have been, guys? What could have been?
I know. Yeah. There was that night. Remember,
depressed.
I pulled it up on my Twitch, and Eric, you were there in the chat, and you were watching with me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" The reason why I say extended it because we watched two at the same time. I found one that was a little longer, and it added like two different shots. I think there was. It's like extended by 30 seconds maybe, but you get to see a bigger, better shot of Gamera in it. That's why that's the only reason I threw that. Oh, is it the extended one?
Well, what's funny about this trailer too is like this whole opening is literally the whole opening of Rebirth on how the Gausas came, how the kids got saved by Gamera coming in, the shots and everything, the scaling up. I mean, all of this is just carbon copy of what we got in Rebirth.
Yeah.
Right.
This trailer, like how dark and serious it looks, how chaotic everything is in the city. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is the feel of what we thought 2014 was going to be.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
I just like the tones too, the color tones of this. It's not like your normal color. It's almost like a sepia kind of black and white mixture with it. It's just great. It's so good. What?
If only. Yeah,
I mean, who knows, man? And honestly, that kaiju that they tease in here could have been super crazy. I mean, his powers would have been just really fun to see on the big screen.
This could have been what Gamera needed, or what he needs still to this day.
Absolutely.
So basically, if they took Rebirth and made it a movie, it would be better.
Oh my god!
Because essentially, this is Rebirth.
I don't know if I'd go that far. If they had kids as the main characters in a movie that looked like this as serious, I don't think it would do good. I think it would fail. I think you can get away with it in the animated. I don't think you can get away with it in live action.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
It's our boy. Oh my god!
Look at that beast.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
What could have been? Oh my god.
Which brings us to the next question. What do you think it will take to make Gamera relevant again? Is that your answer, Joe?
Yeah, I mean that. Like, but that's also
that. Yeah.
But that's also any film. Like, make it serious. You can make it light when there's times for it to be light. That's fine, but you don't have to make it stupid. Like, look at Guardians of the Galaxy when that first came out in 2014, and there was some of that slapstick, college humor, and whatever. Every other thing after that in Marvel had those type of jokes. It like. To me, like everybody talks about the downfall of Marvel started after Endgame. I disagree. I think it started with the first release of the first Guardians, because to me, anyways, I saw the mimic of all their other films, and they had the comedy. I'm not saying they didn't, but they copied everything, and it was just nothing felt special. And the tonal shift. You brought up the executives' opinions on the Heisei films, was it all of them, Eric, or just the last one that they had the thoughts on the merchandise sales?
All of them.
So here's my thing. They say all of them and there wasn't the merchandise sales, but if it wasn't for those Heisei films, Gamera would have died 40 years ago. You know, and it's kind of, to me, the same thing as Star Wars. Oh, like what was their big push once Disney bought Star Wars from Lucasfilm? Well, we're going after a different group. We're going after different people. And they completely ignored the fan base that got them there. And the same thing with what they're doing, what they did, their opinions were with the Gamera Heisei films. I understand you wanting to reach a different audience in a different market. That's totally fine. But is it possible that maybe, I'm sorry, but like maybe young girls and maybe even adult women mothers that you're trying to get, they're not going to be interested in a giant fighting monster. Maybe 5% of your audience is going to be that, or whatever it is. I don't know. But like, it's okay that you're making a franchise for the young boys, because guess what? The young boys are still going to bring their moms, you know? So like, I just don't understand this. Oh, well, we have to make it for everybody. Why? Not everybody's going to like everything. You know, you could have put every actor I've ever liked ever in the Barbie movie that came out a couple of years ago. I would have never gone and see that. And to this day, I have not seen it, nor will I ever see it. I have no desire. That's not my thing. I didn't grow up with Barbies. I have no appeal to them. Quit trying to appeal to me on that, because you're never going to get me. Appeal to the people that brought you to the dance. And that teaser is exactly what is needed to bring Gamera back to relevancy. I thought Rebirth was very good and fun, but again, you're also going to hinder yourself in the animated market. Not everybody is a cartoon or animation fan. Yeah, you need to have live action. You know, if the second you do animated, you're cutting your audience automatically in half. And then if you go too campy or too something else or too this or too that, you're cutting that audience in half again. So now you're relying on 100% of the 15% that's left or whatever it is to turn out in order for your movie or your franchise to be successful. That is the problem with people these days. Like, get somebody who is a passionate fan. Don't get somebody, oh, well, I grew up with Star Wars or Godzilla or Gamera or whatever, Power Rangers, but then the next line in their interview is, I grew up with it, but I hated everything about it because it didn't appeal to me in this way, this way, this way. And then you weren't a fucking fan. Get out. Well, I was a fan. I was alive when Power Rangers came out or Godzilla. Yeah, we all were. But we liked it for what it was and grew with it. Don't sit here and say, well, I was a fan, and then rattle off 15 things that you hated about it. Because then you weren't really a fan. You know?
Yeah, I grew up with Caillou, but I'm not going to make a fucking live action Caillou movie.
I don't even know who the hell Caillou is.
What is Caillou?
Y'all must have not had PBS. Y'all didn't have PBS growing up.
No, they had cable growing up, Samson. PBS was poor folks.
That's actually a perfect example.
There's a certain percentage that doesn't fucking get what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Like, I don't know what Caillou is. So guess what? I shouldn't be making decisions on fucking Caillou. You know, like, come on. Like, I don't understand. It's not that hard to grasp. You know, put a fan in charge of it. The San Diego Comic-Con trailer was absolutely incredible. It buzzed. It was picked up by, the Screen Rants and Movie Pilots and all these big, IGN or whatever, all these big internet groups. I remember seeing that when it came out, and I mean, it caused a buzz. That's what Gamera needs to return and to have a rebirth. Look at this is the last thing I'll say. I'm sorry. Look at WWE in the 80s with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and all them. Yes, it was geared towards kids, but what did they also do? They had Hulk Hogan's rock and roll, whatever, that cartoon thing. And that was even more geared towards children, right? Like they had their main franchise right up here, which was, Saturday night's main event and your WrestleManias and all that stuff that was your main thing. But then they kind of had like a little spin-off thing, and it was on Saturday morning cartoons or whatever it was. And that was for the real, like, kiddie stuff. Why look at Kong and the Kong Skull Island animated thing. You're turning too many people off with this type of stuff. You need to stick to it. But if you want to have a little something that's Jurassic Park does it with the Chaos Theory and the Camp Cretaceous animated things. I think personally those shows it was good the first season. The rest of them have been trash. But still, you're opening your market while not solely making that your market. Does that make sense? Like, Yes, vote Joe as the new director of any movie film.
See, nobody. I don't think anybody in this. No, that's the problem. I can't fucking pick up off of that. How am I going to pick up off of what Joe just said?
Well, he spoke for all of us.
He really did. He just he's the smartest person in the group that knows how to answer that question about real.
So does anybody have anything extra to add then to this question?
That's why I was going to say he ended it for all of us. I can't answer any better than that.
I didn't mean to take everyone's...
You can't speak for Jordan or Adrian, so that's why I'm asking. Does anybody else have anything else?
Yes, I can. I can speak for everybody.
So, Adrian, Jordan, do you have anything to add?
Honestly, for someone to pick up the property and take it seriously. That's what we need for Gamera to be relevant. Because everything Joe said was perfectly right. But we do need that right studio, that right director, the right people to have this movie in their hands. Love what it's done in all these years and bring it back to a place where we will love it again. That's all I got to say about that.
Jordan, you got anything?
Oh, yeah, just really quick. I want to piggyback off of what Leslie said over here. Also, the current climate of giant monsters being the popular thing of a lot of people the time for them to bring Gamera back. There is no better time than now. 100%.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. We have said the same thing for many shows, and there's no better time than now. Even for those that may not know who Gamera is, this could be the stepping stone as to what Godzilla was back in 2014 when people didn't know what Godzilla was. And look at the plethora of content we have with Godzilla now and any other freaking kaiju IP that's out there. Look what Ultraman's doing here in America. Something that I personally, growing up as a kid, would have never thought to have seen today. Even the same thing with Godzilla. So throwing Gamera in there being another huge IP in, Japan's freaking kaiju list is the perfect opportunity for it. You guys know I talk about it all the time when I go to work. Every time I'm out there clocking out, I'm always repping a Godzilla shirt or something kaiju related, and it literally draws a buzz to everybody that works at the freaking hospital. They're like, "Oh, the kaiju! Yo, what's going on, Godzilla?" Even Lewis is a prime example of that. Hence the reason why he ended up being a huge fan of us here at MWA. People want it. Lewis talks to me every day. Yo, bro, listen, I've been looking at this Godzilla figure. Yo, bro, Gamera. Yo, look at this. Yo, Ultraman, bro, look at this. So even the old heads that grew up with it, they're like, listen, you had reignited the fuel that was once there when I was a kid. Now I need to get back into this. I need to get back into that. So Leslie couldn't have said it better. I just want to, again, add more to what he said.
I want to throw this out there then, because yes, he's saying that, but we got Rebirth 2 years ago during this kaiju boom. Why haven't we seen the Surgeons?
I'm sorry. Which comment are we talking about from?
This one just right here, where he was just saying. Also, the current climate of giant monsters being the popular thing for a lot of people is a time for them to bring Gamera back. There's no better time than now.
Yeah.
Rebirth only happened 2 years ago, so why haven't we gotten that?
I think it's because of what I said, animated. I can't tell you how many people I know that are not necessarily kaiju or toku fans, but will go and watch the Monsterverse or things of that nature, or Monarch Legacy of Monsters, that are like Star Wars fans or Marvel fans, etc., who are just kind of like, yeah, I don't really do I showed them the thing for Gamera Rebirth, and like, oh man, that actually looks really good. Like, I think I kind of want to watch it. They never do. You know what I mean? Because they're just kind of like, animated's not really my thing, like whatever. Like, and even if you're only taking out 10, 20, 30% of people because of that, that's still a big chunk of people needed to make a property maybe get pushed over that edge of successful or not, But I do agree, and to piggyback off of what Jordan said real quick, I think that a lot of people are ready for this resurgence and are fans of this stuff, but like Jordan said, when he's showing like the shirts and people are like, people just need to be reminded that they like this stuff. And I think the best thing possible is for like that teaser from San Diego Comic-Con to show people like, oh wait, like Godzilla and Gamera and they're not campy, they're not silly, it's not doing a victory dance or a sliding drop kick. It's actually kind of like badass and cool, and there's destruction and people die, and there's real calamity and weight to these films. Like, people just need to be reminded that it can happen,
So essentially, who's to blame? So are we saying that it's Kadokawa just not doing enough for the Gamera IP?
Yes.
I was going to throw it in there. And I think what also took away what could have been was making it into what they quoted as an anime series, but it be 3D animated. I feel like it should have been a feature-length film. That's what I was hoping for. Because, you want to talk about it being animated, and it draws the attention away for Toku fans, and then I'm also thinking about being that it's part of a streaming platform on Netflix. Not saying a good chunk of the popularity of today's modern society doesn't have Netflix, but the way how streaming acts, I can't even freaking talk, God damn it. the way how streaming apps have been working lately, a lot of people just don't even chime into that. Like, I even talk to people trying to get it back into Godzilla, talking about, yeah, you can watch this movie and that movie. Most of them aren't even on HBO Max. Oh man, we unsubscribed to HBO Max because it's too much freaking money. So the same thing could be applied with Netflix.
Sure.
I feel like it should have been a movie, and I'm only going based off of the most recent success of the freaking K-pop Demon Hunter movie, and then it having a theatrical release here in America, and already rumors of it, being expanded into a sequel.
Absolutely.
So I definitely feel like it should have been a movie. And it's not for anybody again that's watching this, and this is your taste of Gamera. It is not to shy away from the Gamera Rebirth anime, because I know out of everybody that's here, Joe has said it the loudest. You want more Gamera, keep on watching it. Every day we're going to get that view. We're going to get one view up, just spreading the love of Gamera. And we've seen a multiple of shows that are on Netflix that have been out for years, and all of a sudden it's trending #1 worldwide. All of a sudden, because of just a splurge of interest, just so happened to be ringing at everybody's freaking doorstep. So watch it. It is good. It should have been more, and especially with how everything ended, and there is not yet no confirmation of a season 2. It's
I'm sitting here waiting, man.
I have a question. Is Kadokawa, are they in money problems?
They're not now,
but they were for a while, right?
I think years and years ago they were, but they're very big in the anime department, so they're kind of doing good because anime is obviously an uptake, so they're doing better than they ever have before.
I wonder if that contributed to them not maybe having the resources to fund stuff or whatever, if they were hurting and no other studio could have supported the budget to partner with them to make something like the Comic-Con. It just needed to be that teaser, and that's all they could really afford.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think, it all comes down to Kadokawa. Like Jordan, you touched on it. Look what Ultraman's doing here, because Subaraya is pushing and pushing and pushing. Same thing with Godzilla. They stationed themselves as a Godzilla International department over here in the States to push and push and push. Kadokawa hasn't done that. They haven't done anything to really push this except for give us the anime, and they're hoping, hey, with how big the streaming service is, and they're like, hey, people ask for Gamera, we're going to throw it there, and they're just hoping that it gets a good reception. Well, that's not enough. Like, you have to advertise, you have to push your item, your IP, to get that acknowledgement out there so people know about it. Only people know about Gamera is the kaiju fandom. That's it. There isn't anybody else that knows about Gamera. And same thing with Ultraman. Not a lot of people knew about Ultraman, but they're pushing, making sure it comes over here. So yeah, I agree. It all comes down to Kadokawa and what they're doing and what they're not doing, honestly.
That goes back to what I was saying earlier about a project I did in middle school. It was basically me asking, hey, do you recognize these monsters? And it was Godzilla, Ultraman, and Gamera. And I just basically went around the school with the big poster board with a picture of all three. And they were like, oh, that's Godzilla. I don't know who those other two are. It's all about just they have to shove it in our face for it to become relevant again. I guess I can't answer this question kind of. It needs to be shoved in our faces a little harder and more. It can't just we can't just expect the hardcore fans of past to keep it alive. It's not working. They need to bring it back and just keep on advertising. Merchandising, just like Spaceballs says. So yeah, there. I did have some input. Wow.
This alone, I was gonna say this alone. I couldn't agree more.
You want to read it?
Yeah. So right now, It got to be the fans to make a big deal about it. And frankly, he deserves it. The Heisei trilogy is top tier, and the world would eat it up if given the chance.
Yeah.
Basically, we need to be Gamera Heisei trilogy pushers, is what he would also say afterwards. But yeah, like
I think
it's
just Gamera pushers overall.
yeah. There is
This is
another
why we
one.
have shows like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's right. Kadokawa, you guys just hire us. We'll take care of the rest.
Right.
Well, good discussion. Love it. We got one more, obviously, piece of Gamera media to go over, and this is Gamera Rebirth, released September 7th, 2023. I could only show the teasers because obviously this is a Netflix property and they are very picky about their stuff. So I could only do so much with that, unfortunately.
It's okay, buddy. We appreciate it. Yeah. Nice presentation.
I tried. Yeah, so I do have a couple. I would have a couple tidbits about Rebirth, if you guys would like to hear them.
Sure, go for it.
One of them is insufficiency of budget and schedule is also pointed out. 3D models of humans are poor and do not fit in with 2D backgrounds. It also lacks an opening animation, which is a common feature of Japanese anime. Additionally, as aforementioned, fighting scenes were declined to the half or 20% of what Shishida originally intended, where it was very difficult to add kaiju battles in every episode due to budgetary problem. A number of abilities and characteristics of kaijus were also eventually not used. So they cut back 20% on the fights and the abilities and all the special extras that they were going to do with these kaiju because of budget and what they were willing or what not willing to spend on this show, honestly. Also, there were 2 scrapped attempts at a Gamera animated television series around 2006. One by Yoshitomo Yonatani in 2006, which was intended to feature several unused characters, including Gara Sharp and the mechanic Gamera, and the other by Cartoon Network, which was planned for release by the spring of 2007. So there was talks of anime, but never came to fruition. So another one is, according to co-writer Hiroyuki Shishida, the series features some of his unused ideas he had originally planned for the Godzilla anime film trilogy by Polygon Pictures. The Godzilla trilogy was made under heavy restrictions, and the creators were specifically told not to reuse many concepts from the classic films, whereas he was given more creative freedom with the series in Gamera Rebirth. And lastly, Shishida noted that he has enough ideas for up to 5 seasons, including returns of classic antagonists for Gamera Rebirth. So he has stuff in the bag, ready to go. He just is waiting for the okay, honestly. So
that's disappointing. That's sad.
Who brought it up? If you bring it up, you got to read it.
My only complaint with Rebirth was that all the Showa villains except Barugan was brought back. Barugan being left out was straight up bullshit.
Yeah, I did. Even with the limited knowledge that I have, I found that I recognized that. I was like, wait, they left one kaiju out of the series. I thought Rebirth was great. It was a lot of fun. I was a little weirded out by the animation style. I was like, why does it look so blocky and kind of choppy?
Yeah.
But now I know what they did, and it was like that was kind of a weird direction that they took. I mean, I still enjoyed it, and I've been sitting here waiting. It's like with that cliffhanger of an ending or the after credit scene. It's like, okay, they can continue. Just where is it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we got one more giveaway to do before we get out of here. We'll do that real quick. And speaking of Gamera Rebirth, if you enter in the chat right now, hashtag Gamera Rebirth, you are going to win Gamera Rebirth himself and Jiger from the animated series. Bandai, both tagged and everything. All you have to do is enter hashtag Gamera Rebirth in the chat. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube, you are commenting on YouTube, so you can be entered in the chat.
That's right.
So, like I said, enter to win. Enter to win. If you don't want to, that is your choice.
It also sounds like you're getting a free dog, whoever that is.
That is not my dog. Not my dog.
Yeah.
Not my dog.
Pet that
So, yeah, enter in there to. So, yeah, while that's happening, any last thoughts or ideas that you would like to talk about for Gamera and celebrating 60 years of the big turtle himself? Anybody?
As the big gamer that I am, what's something I recognize in just existence, there is no Gamera video game. They never went.
Oh, there
is.
are. There is.
Oh.
Yeah,
there's a couple.
Oh, well, apparently I'm. Never mind.
Hey, you call yourself a gamer? How dare you?
Shut up.
Well, there were rumors that there's going to be a last DLC for Gigabash, and everybody was hinting at Gamera. I'm not too sure how that is. They did do a teaser many months ago, but they have not been up to date with it. So, but yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that in there to your knowledge, Samson. You could go right ahead.
No, I appreciate it because I was like, yeah, man, the retro websites that I use for downloading, I mean, for legally, the retro websites that I use, I saw no Gamera video games. I was like, weird.
Yeah, they have a good chunk. Yeah. There's one specifically on a PlayStation that a lot of people tend to glorify. It's like a Star Fox, but with Gamera in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Wait, so you fly around as Gamera, or
no? You fly around as like one of the pilots, the main protagonist of the game, but you aid Gamera, like whatever it is that you're using to like lock on the enemies. It's Gamera shooting its plasma blast, or magnet.
Isn't the final villain Godzilla?
No, it's like I think it's like it's a super Gauss, or like there were so many different Gauss iterations in the game, but this one is another like Gauss species. It's supposed to be like the end all freaking final boss type of kaiju. It looks ridiculous, but
okay,
yeah, it's crazy.
And what's that game called again?
Gamera something.
I forgot. I just type in Gamera PlayStation. It's the only Gamera game that ever came out for the PlayStation, or to any other like gaming system of that stature.
Well, if anybody in the gaming community,
there's a couple Gamera games that
it's called Gamera 2000.
That's it. Gamera 2000. Oh. Well, for all the gaming nerds out there, there's our little bit of a Gamera tidbit as far as video game knowledge goes, because I always got to try to cover something with that side of me.
And I mean, and we did get Gamera Rebirth in Godzilla Battle Line, as of late. We also got the Gamera, Showa, and the Gauss in Battle Line. So there was that little.
And we also have,
we
have Gamera 2 Advent of Legion in there as well. We have Gamera and Legion.
Yeah. So like you kind of thought or hoped that that kind of got some traction, a little bit more, but it's like I don't think it got what they wanted out of it, honestly, which sucks. But like you still got to keep doing it. You still got to keep trying. You still got to keep pushing. That's what they have to do. They can't just one and done it and then expect everything to kind of work out. So hopefully they just keep pushing and keep giving us more stuff.
This is an interesting comment. I like this because Mario is from Japan. I wonder if Bowser was inspired by Gamera. I mean, think about it. He's a giant fire-breathing turtle-looking thing. So,
Well, it's a
who knows?
possibility.
Maybe the creators of Mario were Gamera fans.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, put your hashtag Gamera Rebirth in the chat to win these figures. I am going to do the giveaway right now and see who wins.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share my
How many people in
screen
chat?
here.
2? We have 2. No, we have more than 2.
What we got going on here? We got 7 entries, so hurry up and do it.
7.
That's right.
Shingeki, what's going on? If you want to be part of this giveaway, go to our YouTube and type in
you gotta
Gamera
do
Rebirth
YouTube
to win some Bandai figures, man.
Yeah, buddy.
You gotta do it on YouTube.
And then after that, we'll have Kraggerl from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy singing Gamera's theme song. If you guys do not know who that is, then you guys had a horrendous childhood.
Oh boy, Billy and Mandy.
I mean, I know that show, but I don't know who you're
Here's a funny
They
thing.
had an episode dedicated to kaiju, and the main kaiju that they had was Kraggerl. It was a Gamera inspired character, and his arch nemesis was Kitira, which was a 3-headed cat.
Oh,
I vaguely remember that.
Well, here's another reference in pop culture society. There's a South Park episode where Gamera is technically in it when Barbra Streisand turns into Mecha Streisand, and I can't remember what the name of the guy is, but he turns into like a Gamera-esque looking thing, and he comes to help save the day.
I remember that.
So he was relevant, hell, back in the late '90s, and the South Park creators knew who he was. So that's
even
all right.
The reference.
While you guys talk, we're gonna roll and see who wins.
Rolling.
Shingeki got in there at the nick of time, so maybe he will win. You never know.
Awesome.
Oh my
again!
God.
What the hell?
Again.
How does this guy keep winning?
Got some sort of fucking bot, man. He's got a bot.
You need to go to the casino because you're on a win streak.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Make sure to send us some money since we basically we'd appreciate a few nickels and dimes, maybe a little bit more than that.
And of course, send another email for both of the prizes to our email, and we'll get them out to you. So congratulations, Isaiah. Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for tuning in and everything. So that was really awesome. So
he's getting the art and the figures, right?
Art and figures. Double whammy for him. So, but yeah, anything else that anybody else wants to talk about? Say nothing.
I've had a blast the past few weeks going through this franchise on our Twitch channel, watching these fun movies and laughing and enjoying and having you guys chime in with the chat. Thanks for pushing me all the time to watch all the stuff and get into all the things. I have a greater appreciation for these movies now. I always was like, oh, that looks too stupid to watch. Even I was like, but no, I mean, they are too stupid to watch, but I have some love for certain ones here and there now. I'm not a total ignorant kaiju racist against Gamera anymore. I mean, hell,
like he was a few years ago.
I mean, look at this. Yeah. Seriously. Never thought I'd have something like that in my collection.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah. If nobody has anything else to say, we'll close out this celebration discussion episode.
Thank you,
Joe,
Eric.
Do you have something to say? Do you have something to say, Joe? You came up from your chair.
Oh, I was going to wait till you were done. I apologize.
Oh,
I didn't mean to interrupt you or anything. I was just sitting up.
Oh, I thought you were coming up.
I am good. I do
say something.
Are you closing out? Should I say it now?
Yeah, we're trying to close.
Yeah, say it now. I was going to close out the show.
Okay. I love Gamera. I'm happy we had this discussion. I hope Gamera's around for another 60 years. He deserves it. But I will say this, there is something that Eric said at the very beginning of this video where often imitated, often duplicated. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of attitude now in a lot of these Godzilla channels, and I love it. I love to see that the MWA is being looked at and maybe rejuvenating some of these channels that have been around a little longer than us, playing with the wrestling lingo, playing with the innuendos. But if you look at the adjective play, we're not really here to play. We're here to be number one, which we are number one, and we always will be number one because we were first. We are the innovators. We are the excellence of executions. And for those that want heat, Mr. Vinyl, you threw the gauntlet. I fully accept. He threw the gauntlet to Christine and to Cam, but he conveniently left out the whole effing show, which is the MWA. We are the best. We are coming for you. See you down the road.
Very nice, very nice. Well done, well done.
Great promo, great promo.
Well, with that, we are going to say farewell. Thank you all for tuning in. Congratulations to everybody who won. For all new subscribers that applied and tried to win the giveaways, don't worry. Monthly, we are doing this. The giveaways are not going away. Next month, we will be talking Godzilla 1985, the better version of that film, because it just is. So that'll be a lot of fun. It's a couple of the members here favorite films, so that'll be really great. But yeah, obviously follow us on Linktree. We have all of our socials there. We even have the little shuddering Super 7 little icon. We're affiliates with them, so go check us out there. Use the link or type in super7.com/monsterswithattitude2024. Thank you all for the kind words. Thank you all for participating and just having a really great chat discussing the big turtle himself, celebrating 60 years, because it's just, I think he's one of them that just kind of gets left behind, when you're talking these kaiju, these big monsters, and he's kind of always left in the dust. And he's one of my personal favorites. One of the movies in the series is, bar none, the best Gamera film. Gotta throw it out there. But no,
it really is.
It really is. It's my second favorite all time kaiju movie, so it's very high on my list. So I do appreciate and love this giant turtle. I didn't before when I was younger, but I've grown to appreciate him, and it's just been a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this fun discussion. It's always great to talk with you guys, pick your brains, try to stump you in any way I can, and just kind of have some fun. And we don't yuck on each other's yums, but we're going to give each other shit for it. So that's what we're going to do. But with that, we will get out of here. And all I have left to say is, we have this saying at MWA, and all I have to say is, it's one phrase, 3 words, embrace the attitude!
Embrace the attitude!